Reporting.
Tammy McCormick, Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin is appearing before senators today for his confirmation hearing to replace Kristi Noem as Homeland Security Secretary. He faced some tough questioning from Senator Rand Paul for a remark Mullin made after Paul was severely assaulted in 2017.
I'm not apologizing for pointing out your character.
Good. So you're jolly well fine, and you want the American public and the people up here to vote that may or may not vote for you to know that you supported the felonious, violent attack on me from behind.
I did not say I supported it. I said I understood it.
Administration officials are answering lawmakers' questions about the threat from Iran. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard testified about the ballistic missile threat from Tehran.
Iran has previously demonstrated space launch and other technology it could use to begin to develop a militarily viable ICBM before 2035.
The White House still reacting to the resignation yesterday of Joe Kent as the head of the National Counterterrorism Center. Olivia Rinaldi has that.
The president, again, saying that he thought Joe Kent was a nice guy, but that he was really not involved in these high-level meetings. We also heard this morning from Caroline Levitt.
The president feels it's deeply disappointing that after the president gave him an opportunity in this administration to serve the American people, that he would resign it with a letter filled with falsehoods.
Kent said he was stepping down because he didn't support the war in Iran. Officials are warning some airports could shut down if TSA agents aren't paid soon. Chris Van Cleve reports on the impact at the nation's airports.
Thousands are calling out sick every day. Hundreds have quit altogether. That means longer lines for flyers at airports across the country. In some cases, mind-numbingly long, hours-long lines at airports. And some of this is kind of random because it depends on how many people call out sick at an airport, and that may vary by shift.
They're not being paid because of the partial government shutdown. Meteorologist Craig Allen monitoring dangerous heat in the west.
The heat is going to be extreme across California as well as the southwest states, and that is going to last into the weekend as well. This is going to be a long duration heat wave, at least through Saturday and Sunday for major cities, and it includes even Billings, Montana, and all the way on down to Albuquerque, New Mexico.
On Wall Street, stocks are lower today due to rising oil prices over concerns in the Middle East. The Dow Jones Industrials currently off 462 points. This is CBS News.
The stars shine brighter on CBS Mornings.
This is a slam dunk.
So cute.
Gail came in singing for me today.
On CBS Mornings.
Staple.
The teen accused of killing 2 Rainier Beach high school students about to face a judge today. More on that in just a moment. First, KIRO Newsradio traffic. Northbound 5 near Mounts Road. We've had a crash blocking the right lane, and we still have traffic backed up southbound 15th Northwest out of Ballard to south of the Magnolia Bridge. We had that fatal crash there early this morning. Still dealing with the backups because of it. Otherwise, Alderwood to South Center, if you take 405, take you 86 minutes right now. And there's also delays if you use I-5, about 84 minutes, about 15 minutes more than normal. And Everett to Seattle will take you 80 minutes right now. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Frank Lindsay. The teenager arrested for allegedly killing 2 Rainier Beach high school students earlier this year is due in court this afternoon.
During this first court appearance this afternoon, about 1:30, first the judge will determine if there is probable cause for an arrest in the first place. Then the judge will hear arguments from both sides about whether the suspect should be held in detention or if they can go home under certain circumstances and conditions. Then we expect the suspect to be formally charged in the next couple of days based on the evidence that's been collected over the last couple of months so far. Police say there could have been a relationship between the suspect and the 2 victims, who were just 17 and 18 years old.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey. A 38-year-old man was stabbed in the head and neck in the Chinatown International District this morning. 24-year-old woman was arrested. Seattle police say the man and woman had been involved in an altercation right before the stabbing, and the man was pepper sprayed. Seattle police arrested a 40-year-old man accused of destroying 12 glass sculptures at Chihuly Garden and Glass Monday night.
Which is really unfortunate because that's a place that Seattleites love, and
and the people travel to Seattle to go see.
Casey McNerthy in the King County Prosecutor's Office says the suspect caused about $240,000 in damage. Police say he tried to stab a security guard with broken glass. Nobody got hurt, though. Washington State Attorney General Nick Brown has filed a motion to force the Education Department to restore full-year school mental health grants. He says the programs have helped nearly 775,000 students, reduced suicide risk, and also have led to the hirings of mental health professionals. People in Woodinville on high alert after a cougar strolled through a backyard yesterday. Here's KIRO 7's Dee Dee Sun.
This is actually not far from a previous incident where a neighbor told us a cougar killed a few of their chickens earlier this month. Yeah, Fish and Wildlife says there's about 2,000 cougars in Washington.
Animal Control says if you ever see an aggressive cougar, you should call 911. Your weather forecast is calling for rain today, 56 degrees. Same thing tomorrow. Light rain on Friday. Will stay right around 56. Start to dry out on Saturday. We'll have some showers early on, but later in the day we're expecting sunshine. Just a little bit cooler, about 51 on Saturday. Right now, it is 51 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Wednesday to all of you. Woo, it is Wednesday. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning. Yeah, happy hump day. If you're planning to take a flight anytime soon, hundreds of TSA agents have now quit because of the government shutdown, and that could mean some serious travel headaches for you. We'll get into that coming up at 9:30. Our KIRO News Radio text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
Let's get to it. Ursula's top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law.
President Trump is brushing off Joe Kent's resignation as director of national counterterrorism, calling it a good thing. But the fallout could hit a lot closer to home. Kent, who has already lost 2 congressional races in Southwest Washington, may not be done with politics just yet. And to cover this and more, our KIRO News Radio reporter, Luke Ducey.
Yeah, there are 3 things that I'm watching very closely here as it relates to Joe Kent, his resignation, and what's next for him, and what he might say publicly today and tomorrow. So let's start with this. National Security Director Tulsi Gabbard, his former boss, and other top intelligence leaders are testifying right now on Capitol Hill. They have not mentioned Kent or his resignation just yet as counterterrorism director. But one incident that might come up, and it raises big questions about Kent's resignation. Last week, there was a massive cyber attack. You may have heard about this on Stryker, a medical supply company. It is the first attack, many say, during this conflict with Iran that has happened inside the U.S. borders. Many cyber experts, including former CISA director Chris Krebs, believe Iranian hackers are behind that attack.
Hey, this was a wake-up call. Pure and simple. This is a 5-alarm fire, I think.
So if it's a 5-alarm fire, ongoing terror threats, why would a director of counterterrorism leave in the middle of all of that? So that's one thing that we've got to get answers to. Another thing that I'm eyeing, there's speculation Ken wants to run for office again in 2024. Remember, the last time he ran for the 3rd Congressional District and lost. Well, that district is expected to swing back to Republicans in the upcoming midterms. Well, during his campaign, he went on Seattle Red 770, and he reminded us he is a staunch Republican and MAGA supporter.
I see a very unified Republican Party. I haven't heard very many Republicans at all say anything negatively about Trump.
Now, in a twist, yesterday, Kent rebuked the Trump administration's war in Iran, and Trump responded by saying Kent was weak on security matters, which brings me to the next and final thing I'm really watching closely. Since the war began, there may have been a split. Many MAGA supporters do not want this war in Iran. They don't support it. Joe Kent himself is an anti-interventionist. So we might see Kent double down on those agreements when he goes on the Tucker Carlson show today and talks about the war and anything else he's going to talk about. But also, Kent seems to be making the rounds on other far-right shows this week. Here was far-right activist Candace Owens on her podcast just yesterday.
It gives me great pleasure to announce that Joe Kent, I'm going to be interviewing him this Thursday at the Catholics for Catholics event in D.C.
And appearing on that show, Gee and Ursula, is interesting for a couple of reasons. Kent said in his letter of resignation to Trump, the U.S. attacked Iran after being pressured by Israel, he said, and its powerful lobby in America. Owens has made past comments on her show that are deemed to be by many as anti-Semitic.
And I'm glad you brought that one up right there, because there seems to be, and it feels like a thin line when someone can be anti what's going on with Iran and anti having to fight a war that they believe is for Bibi Netanyahu, and then the other side of it is being anti-Semitic, right? And I seem like that's that kind of thing. However, in the past, Joe Kent has made those anti-Semitic comments, and now he's going on with Candace Owens, who has also done that as well.
Could it be that if he is trying to get back into the political game and he's timed it now with a midterm election, that he is going to adopt a more powerful rhetoric and, I don't know, double down on some things that he has said in the past? Who knows? That could be part of a strategy, a political strategy. I mean, in other words, though, it's going to be very interesting to see what he says both on Tucker Carlson, who's also, I think the two of them are friends. So that happens today. But, yeah, it's interesting that she says that she's going to interview him on Thursday. Really interested to see what he says on that platform as well.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that both of them have invited him onto their shows, but is it a surprise that now President Trump is saying he wasn't very good at security anyway? Well, I mean, that he had a very important position as director of counterterrorism. So that would be one thing. But I am trying to follow what is happening, because it's happening right now as we speak, this testimony. And the director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, did warn Congress today that Iran has been trying to build missiles that could reach the U.S.
Iran has previously demonstrated space launch and other technology it could use to begin to develop a militarily viable ICBM before 2035.
And she also testified that Iran's government is still intact but has been weakened by this war.
Its conventional military power projection capabilities have largely been destroyed, leaving limited options. Iran's strategic position has been significantly degraded.
So obviously, she is disagreeing with Joe Kent's assessment that this was not something that was warranted.
Yes, and it also, again, really begs the question, why, if you're a director of counterterrorism, it is your job to keep the homeland safe and from terror attacks, why are you leaving such an important role during such an important part, not of just this campaign, but of history? Because these are unprecedented times. 20% of the world's energy sources are being held up in the Strait of Hormuz, can't get through. I mean, it could lead to a global recession, a lot of experts say. This is a big moment in history. Why do you leave that position? Is it because that you are vehemently against Trump's foreign policy when it comes to Iran? Or is it some kind of internal inside baseball fighting? Was there a power struggle of some sort and he was on the way out anyway? It's just so many questions, and it really just begs we need some answers.
Before you go right now, Joe Kent, who used to be loved by all of MAGA right now, it just seems to be, when I look online and on social media, it seems to be he's a hero to some and he's being demonized to other. Have you noticed that in here?
Yes, absolutely. And it really, speaking back to that split that you're seeing and with a lot of MAGA supporters, there are big questions now within the Republican Party, the GOP, who you hitching your wagon to, especially if those staunch MAGA supporters do not agree with the foreign policy that's being played out right now. It's really this moment of, I think a lot of experts have said, fractured or fracturization within the party, and it's going to be really interesting to see who hitches who's wagon to whom.
Yeah.
Thank you, Luke.
Thanks, Luke.
Appreciate you. Well, Washington, as you know, already has some of the highest gas prices in the country. And since the war began, we have seen prices jump between 70 to 90 cents a gallon. And many stations have gas at above $5. Apparently, while I was gone, Gee, you found that out.
Yeah, I did. I was doing a show, and I told Paul and Nick, I said, hey, I've never in my life paid $5 or more for a gallon of gas. I said, once we start paying $5 or more, that's my threshold. That's when I'm going to start talking about it. And literally less than a few hours later, I sent those guys a text saying, oh my goodness, I'm paying $5 a gallon.
But, a lot of folks are. Go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of folks are paying a lot for gas, and I know that here in this state, that's usually the time that you demonize Bob Ferguson and you demonize the Democrats and, all the commentaries that get written about that. But let's just be crystal clear. We all do know why gas is up right now, right? We know. We know that it's up. And, by the way, it might continue to go up. And as it continues to rise, it's not just at the pump that we will pay for these things. It will be at the grocery stores. It will be for more goods and services because it takes trucking. It'll be, your airline tickets, you want to go this summer? You might want to get those right now because the airline experts are talking about it going up. You know what I'll think about right now, Ursula? This is what I think about. Me, I'm fine. I'm going to be okay. I paid the $5. I'll get on this show and I'll complain about it. Today, I am thinking about the families that are barely making it paycheck to paycheck. I'm thinking about our elderly brothers and sisters who are on fixed incomes, who might have $200 to $300 left at the end of the month, right? So what this war, this costly thing, not only could it potentially cost lives for families and everything like that, we know that, also what's going on in the world, but also a true impact to people right here at home.
And KIRO 7 TV spoke with the owner of a food truck, Rafael Lapuente, who talked about the diesel prices going up.
Maybe 5 minutes ago, I go to put my diesel in my truck. It's go up like $6 per gallon. It's very, very expensive now.
And even though you might not feel it fully at the stores right now, because a lot of what is on shelves was produced and shipped weeks ago, as new crops come in, new deliveries hit, that's when prices will start creeping up. But here's something I want you all to think about, because it's an interview that I saw on 60 Minutes. And Luke mentioned that the Strait of Hormuz carries about 20% of the world's oil. And right now it is at the center of this war with Iran. And energy expert Bob McNally spoke to 60 Minutes and laid out just how high the stakes really are.
Give it to me straight. What is the worst case scenario that you are predicting here?
I'm predicting that this is going to get worse before it gets better. This is going to be a longer and costlier conflict than just about everybody expected.
You have said that a prolonged closure of the Strait of Hormuz is a guaranteed global recession. Do you still stand by that?
Look, yes, the world economy cannot grow without 20% of its energy supply, period.
Rarely do we recognize history in the making, but is that what we are witnessing right now? We're sitting in the middle of an unprecedented time?
Yes, we are experiencing, just as a factual matter, the biggest energy disruption in history. We have to just hope and pray that it doesn't go on for too much longer.
I want to point out, too, that Bob McNally was the energy advisor during the Bush administration.
Yeah. I hate to be so direct with what I'm going to say, but in that way, hopefully you guys can remember what I said. The black lady told y'all that this was going to happen. Yeah. Kamala Harris, in her campaign, she literally told you what the plan was of Donald Trump. She told you that she would be trying to go to war with Iran. She said it. And here we are. This is the same person that said and promised no new wars, said and promised you would be able to buy more, you have more money in your pocket. And it is the direct opposite. And the reason why I'm saying it like this, Ursula, I'll say this. I said this in the newsroom this morning, and I'll say this again. Do you know how bad it must be for Joe Kent to turn on Donald Trump? You know how bad it must be for here he is, the director of counterterrorism, and he is talking about the fact that there was no immediate threat to the United States? He comes out. Now, I would assume that there was going to be something within the next week or 2 weeks or a month like, oh, something was up with Joe Kent. No, nothing. Nothing so far. He has come out and did that. So you know how bad it has to be for him to do that.
And I hear what you're saying, and the only reason I am hesitating is because Joe Kent is someone who I wouldn't normally believe or wouldn't normally give a lot of credence to, and I don't think he was qualified to do the job that he was given. I think there was a lot of controversy heading into his confirmation.
When you say not qualified, first of all, I agree that Joe Kent wasn't qualified and he didn't move up the ranks. But here's where I want to question your pause right now. And you said, Joe Kent is awful at best.
Yes,
no doubt about
agree.
it. He's awful.
Yes.
But here is someone who maybe he didn't go up the ranks like he was supposed to. I do think he was a hire, a DEI hire that you always want to call. But let's not take into consideration that he did serve.
Absolutely.
He did have combat.
Yeah.
He was CIA, all those things. So
I want to hear more. I want to hear more of what is going on in this hearing right now.
But
I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket when it comes to Joe Kent and say, yeah, he knows everything, because that guy is questionable too.
So do you think there is a credible reason why the United States is doing this? You think that?
I want there to be. I'm not convinced that there is right now. No.
So you want there to be, but Joe Kent, who was pro-Trump all the time, comes out and tells everybody.
I agree with you that is very troublesome. That someone who was so in his camp is saying, but again, just like Marjorie Taylor Greene, all of a sudden she's making sense. Like, do we believe her now or do we believe her from then?
I believe her now. I believe Joe Kent now, and I believe Tucker Carlson now, and here's why I believe these folks. These folks are still awful people to me. These are the same folks that don't care when awfulness happens to other people. These folks, the Marjorie Taylor Greenes, they're upset that it's impacting them. They've never cared about blacks, brown people, immigrants in this country, or anything like that. Those politics still remain. Policies that they have gotten behind don't support any of that. They are upset because it is impacting them. So now Joe Kent's like, man, this is awful. Marjorie Taylor Greene, like, oh my goodness. Candace Owens. You know, the same Candace Owens that people would say, gee, you should start being like, that's Candace Owens. She's great. Those same people don't like Candace Owens now. Why? Because she's anti-Trump. So once you become anti-Trump, then all of a sudden you're the enemy. These people that are anti-Trump, they weren't anti-awfulness. They're just they're just not agreeing with the war. Same folks that says, hey, I can't wait for them to get to the bottom of the Epstein files. Where they at? Now they're doing gymnastics around the Epstein files. Imagine that. Doing gymnastics, mental gymnastics around the Epstein files. These people don't care about when people are impacted. They only care when it impacts them. So yes, do I believe Joe Kent? Yeah, I do believe Joe Kent right now. All right, good stuff. Coming up at 9:47. Oh, what we got here, Paul? Oh, here we go. Coming up at 9:47, we got the WBC. But Ursula, what are we talking about next?
Well, we're going to talk about Amazon, and we're also going to talk about all those TSA agents quitting and what that means for your travel plans.
All right, talk about that next. Gee Ursula.
The Jake and Spike Show.
I check it late at night when my wife's not looking.
Weekdays noon to 3.
My favorite thing on my phone, which is my weather app.
First thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
On KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM and the KIRO Newsradio app.
I saw her texting coming up to a stop sign. And so I saw the accident coming and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
So what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in one day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Join in on the conversation by sending a text to 888-973-5476. That's 888-973-KIRO.
There's nothing like the taste of the very first fruit you grew yourself. Well, March is the time to visit Sky Nursery for a wide variety of Northwest-grown strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and kiwi, persimmon, fig, plum trees, and more. Visit skynursery.com.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Jazz Alley welcomes Candace Springs on tour in support of her latest release, Run Your Race. Backed by her all-female rhythm section, it's a show you won't want to miss. March 26th through 29th, tickets at jazzalley.com.
Hey, what a surprise. We got tons of rain here in the Northwest in the late winter into the spring. It all adds up. Now's the time of the year when the ground becomes completely saturated with water, and that can cause real problems in your crawl space. It's Mike Salk here, and groundwater intrusion in crawl spaces, it's pretty common, but it's got to be addressed before it causes structural damage or even worse, toxic mold in your home. You don't want any part of that. That's why if you're worried about any groundwater in your crawl space, you call Crawl Pros and you get a free corner-to-corner inspection. They'll climb into that crawl space, see what the condition is. They will go where you don't want to, definitely where I didn't want to. They came to my house and handled all this stuff. If they find water, they'll install a groundwater drainage system and a sump pump and reroute that water outside your home's footprint where it belongs. Don't take the risk. Do what I did. Have Crawl Pros come out for that free corner-to-corner inspection. They'll even check your attic at the same time. If you're worried that anything is going on with your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Frank Lindsay. Joe Kent is expected to speak publicly today during an appearance on the Tucker Carlson show. We get more on this from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Kent also seems to be making the rounds on other far-right shows this week. Here was far-right activist Candace Owens on her podcast just yesterday.
It gives me great pleasure to announce that Joe Kent, I'm going to be interviewing him this Thursday at the Catholics for Catholics event in D.C.
Appearing on that show is interesting for a couple different reasons. One, Kent also said in his letter of resignation to the president, the U.S. attacked Iran after being pressured by Israel and its powerful lobby in America. Owens has made some past comments on her show that are deemed by many as anti-Semitic.
Kent's interviews follow the surprise move yesterday when he stepped down as the Trump administration's counterterrorism director, saying Iran did not pose an imminent threat. Meanwhile, lawmakers have been questioning top Trump intelligence officials about the Iran war this morning. Kent, by the way, ran for office here in Washington in 2024 for the 3rd Congressional District and lost. Israel kept up its campaign of targeting Iran's leaders in an effort to weaken the country's ruling theocracy, killing its 3rd top official in 2 days. The Treasury Department is easing restrictions on Venezuela's state oil company with some limits. The Trump administration looking for ways to ease oil prices that have soared during the Iran war. Gas prices continue to rise. AAA has Washington's average right now at $5.06. Yesterday, it was $5. Thurston County will require a home energy score before a house can be listed for sale. The score checks things like insulation, heating, cooling, and water systems to show likely energy costs. The rule aims to improve transparency and reduce emissions, according to the Thurston County website. Tacoma police looking for a second suspect in an armed home invasion that happened last month. One person already in custody. Court documents say a 45-year-old suspect and another person broke into a home on East G Street in South Tacoma on February 27th, held 2 people at gunpoint and demanded cash. They took off in a green 1998 Dodge Durango. Wall Street right now, the Dow down 382 points, NASDAQ down 125, and the S&P is down 35 points. KIRO News Radio traffic. Bothell to Bellevue take you 32 minutes right now. It's about 8 more than usual. Federal Way to Seattle looking better, but still behind schedule. 41-minute drive right now. Everett to Seattle take you an hour and 10 minutes. Usually it's under an hour by this time of the day. Linwood to Seattle take you just over an hour. This traffic report is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Get ready to be transported back to the golden era of rock. It's John Waite with John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band live at Emerald Queen Casino, April 9th. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. Rain and 56 degrees this afternoon. Same thing on Thursday. Light rain, 56 on Friday. Dry out a little bit on Saturday with a high of 51. It's 52 degrees right now in Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Wednesday to all of you. Our Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is open for you, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Well, it's hard to find a day when Amazon isn't back in the news, and I saw one of our headlines on mynorthwest.com talking about this 1 hour and 3 hour delivery that the company is going to be rolling out across parts of the country. And, of course, right here in the Seattle area, we are part of this test lab. So what they're saying is that they've already got 3 hour delivery in many cities, but 1 hour is going to hit select areas. And Seattle is one of the places where Amazon has been quietly testing these faster options. including even 30-minute grocery drops. And but it comes with a price.
Okay.
Obviously, $5 for 3-hour delivery, $10 for 1 hour if you are a Prime member. I believe it's like double that if you're not a Prime member. But I know that we've talked about how convenient and how easy it is that Amazon makes it for you. Even if you're mad at Amazon, it's hard to avoid buying from Amazon.
I mean, look, everything that we all do, I think that we all want more efficiency in our life. Work, the weekends, parenting, doesn't matter what it is. When I look at stories like this and I see where it's going, I'll tell you what happened this past weekend, Ursula. And I actually took a second because we talk about brick and mortars and the future brick and mortar stores and things. And I was in my room and I was getting ready to leave, and I figured out I was going to go to the gym. And I was like, oh man, you know what? I gotta still go get some toothpaste still, right? And so even though I was leaving the house to go to the gym, even though I'm going to pass a store, I still have enough toothpaste. I just like to have, a lot more. Backup. Even though I was on my way, I still took that time to order that toothpaste. This morning, before I found out we were going to talk about this topic, I realized I needed some protein powder. And I don't have any protein powder at home. Now, I could go through Amazon and get that, and it'll probably be there later on tonight, or it'll be there tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Or I can go through DoorDash, right? Yeah, you can go through DoorDash, because DoorDash, they'll go to the convenience store for you. They'll go to CVS. They'll go to Walgreens. They'll go to Target. They'll go to these different stores for you. What I'm saying is it's heartbreaking, and I don't know what this world is going to look like in 10 years.
Now, when you say it's heartbreaking, it's because
I know what this means.
Yeah.
Like stores, the only stores that'll exist will be the big dogs. Small stores and things, little small convenience stores outside of 7-Eleven, they won't exist.
Unless it's in one of those places where,
a big business or something?
Yes, exactly.
Speaking of business.
Yeah. But the other thing is, think about the traffic. How much are we adding? It's just for our convenience.
Mm-hmm.
That many more cars on the road?
When's the last time
we need it an hour from now.
When's the last time that you haven't had traffic in Seattle?
Well, that's just it. It's going to just get that much worse. And not just Seattle, but every other city that does this.
So would you want to sacrifice your convenience because you want better traffic for everyone?
Actually, Gee, yes.
Not me.
Okay, I have yet to do a 1-hour delivery. Unless it's food, and even you know me.
Right. I just gave you the hack.
You gave me the
DoorDash.
But doesn't it come with there's a delivery fee? And I'm just too cheap.
No doubt. And so am I. Well, it just depends on how you are with your time. Right?
Yes. Time is money.
Time is money.
Yes.
And you want to try to knock out a lot of things in one day?
Yeah, and I totally get that. But again, it is changing Sue in the 206 says, I hate to love Amazon. That's just it. They're making it harder and harder to not utilize these things that they offer. But, again, not everybody is willing to pay $5 or $10 to get it.
Well, let me ask you, your toiletries, all those things, not to get in your business.
Yeah, I go to the grocery store.
You go to the grocery store and get them?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't these days.
I have not done a single Amazon delivery for groceries. The only time I've ever done Amazon delivery same day, get it over to me, was when I realized I didn't have greeting cards and I needed to get a birthday card for somebody here at work.
No. I said toiletries. I don't do groceries. I don't do groceries. I do toiletries. Yeah. I do cat stuff. All that.
Yeah.
All Amazon.
We just kind of get and.
It just comes right there. So, I would say 90% of my Amazon purchases comes from right here at my desk in the morning when I'm going through things that I need.
Yeah. You also have a ridiculous schedule.
Well, I think we all do.
A lot of people do.
All of us are busy.
Sure.
So have you been ordering more from Amazon?
No. No. But I've been ordering more from other things. TikTok. It's not good. It's not good.
What's on TikTok?
They got TikTok store.
Do they?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't done that yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay, how about airport security lines? They're getting longer. Patients getting shorter because more TSA agents are calling out of work. Yesterday in my group chat with friends, 3 out of 8 women who were on this group chat were all talking about airline delays and stuff that has happened because more and more TSA workers are calling out during the government shutdown. And here is CBS's Chris Van Cleve at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport.
Flyers prepare for the airport to get a lot less fun this spring break. In Denver, it was a rocky morning.
This is nuts. I've never seen DIA like this.
At the Atlanta airport, another day of wait times topping 2 hours. Nearly 40% of the airport's TSA officers called out sick Monday, forcing a checkpoint to close.
Yeah, and now Department of Homeland Security says more than 300 TSA officers have quit since the shutdown began. They're saying that call-outs are about double the normal rate. And if this continues, the delays could get a lot worse. People will be missing flights. And I know someone in this studio are you flying out this weekend anywhere?
I'm flying out on Thursday night.
So how are you feeling about it?
I feel good about leaving SEA, but I'm going to New York, and I don't have a lot of confidence about Newark. I mean, those are just I feel like when we hear a lot about these type of things, the Newarks, these massive, the big places, yes, they get hit the hardest. So I'm worried about that. Now, I flew during the last government shutdown as well. No problems, but I don't know. It does make me nervous as a flyer this week for sure.
Which, again, I just want to go back to, we need more adults in Congress. Get this thing done.
What's their motivation to get it done?
How about call-outs, delays?
And 300 people quitting?
300 people quitting.
They care? No, I'm just saying, like these folks don't care because they continue to get a paycheck. If I was sitting here arguing back and forth with Paul, and I'm right. Paul says he's right. And we're going to spend this entire time arguing who's right, but we both get paid, right? But Nick doesn't get paid.
Yeah.
We don't care about Nick.
I mean, so much is hinging on the elections in November. Seriously. People need to have long memories. People need to remember what has happened.
Hey, Ursula.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you right now.
I know. You have little faith.
If the election were tomorrow and it were Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris, Donald Trump would win again in a landslide. Would literally win again. All of the people that are 3-time Trump voters, they'd vote for him a 4th time.
I'm not so sure.
A lot of things that's happening. I tell you what, I'm just waiting for people to prove me wrong. I would love to be wrong. I would love to come out and be like, hey, you know what? I was wrong, guys. Donald Trump and everything his federal administration is doing, I was wrong. I'm waiting for that day to come. Coming up next here, Ursula. Now, what are we doing at 9:47? WBC?
Yes. World Baseball Classic, actually.
Okay, yes. World Baseball Classic. Did you see it? We'll talk about it next. Gee and Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
If you need a new car, now is the time to go to Carter Subaru for the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Buying a car is a big decision, and who you buy it from really matters. And that's one of the reasons we keep going back to Carter Subaru. We are repeat customers. We drive an Outback and a Forester that we purchased from Carter Subaru. And what keeps us loyal isn't just the cars, which are great, but it's the people. No pressure, no runaround, just a team that treats customers with respect every single time. Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealership, and they also have the largest selection in our state with over 700 Subarus in stock. And if you're thinking about going electric, Carter Subaru has great hybrid and EV options, including the all-electric 2026 Subaru Solterra, now available with 0% APR for 72 months on approved credit. Carter Subaru in Shoreline or Ballard, or online anytime at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 3/31/26.
Jackson Hewitt will do your taxes for $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So if you're a delivery driver / handyman / wedding DJ, you pay only $149 or less. We're talking to you, waitress.
Check, please.
/ pet sitter / influencer. Just $149 or less. Want your refund to work as hard as you? Hurry. Don't wait. File with Jackson Hewitt today. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
If you've saved more than $300,000, there's one thing you can do now that could make your savings go twice as far in retirement, and it's tax planning. That's right, tax planning could significantly reduce the taxes on your IRA and 401k withdrawals, Social Security benefits, and other investment income. Charlie Harger here. Find out how much money you could save with a free retirement tax savings analysis from the good people at Boss Retirement Solutions. To schedule your free analysis, call 206-210-1350. Tax planning for retirement could reduce your taxes not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. And the savings could be six figures. Let's find out how much money you could save. Call 206-210-1350. 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to all of you. Happy Wednesday. Now, the World Baseball Classic, Ursula, let me just tell you. This type of baseball is something that I wish MLB can get. And she can have this vibe and energy.
What was that vibe?
Well, first of all, it's people playing for their country. So I'll admit it is hard for Major League Baseball to get that vibe. But it's just every pitch, it felt like playoff baseball, but on steroids. And I do have a small couple things that baseball could do to even get close to that vibe. Not that they would, but get close. However, let me get to it. Venezuela wins the World Baseball Classic. Yes, that Venezuela. You know, the one where the United States went and took their president? Venezuela wins the World Baseball Classic, narrowly defeating Team USA in the championship game. Now, here's CBS News correspondent Christian Benavides has the highlights.
Their pitchers dominated the USA's Dream Team lineup, touted before the tournament as one of the greatest in the history of the sport. Then in the bottom of the 8th inning, two-time MVP Bryce Harper turned the game on its head.
Harper has tied the championship!
But American celebrations were short-lived.
Into left center field.
In the top of the ninth, one of Venezuela's own Major League sluggers, Eugenio Suarez, gave his team a lead they would not relinquish.
Yes, that you guys know that name. From the Mariners? Yes, that's right. That's who that. Yeah, it was him that did it. Bryce Harper, and that hit that home run out there to tie it up in the bottom of the 8th and then at the top of the 9th. So it was fantastic. Venezuela goes on to win. Venezuela did not have a stronger team compared to the rest, especially compared to the USA, but they come and they win the game. Now, I'm going to say something, and this is for Nick and Paul because they're going to be mad at me, Ursula.
Uh-oh.
I think that Major League Baseball needs to loosen up a little bit.
Okay.
Allow some bat flips. Allow, like you hit a home run and you run down to first base and you just throw your bat down and all those things. Instead of when that happens, the pitcher not show him up and try to beat him in the back or something like that. You will see a lot of that, a lot of real enthusiasm in the game.
Oh, really?
It's I will say the tides have changed on that recently. Now, it's still people have issues with the bat flips, but you'll see some big bat flips and a lot more emotion. But you were talking about the energy in the ballpark. It's because when in these other countries and these other places, they allow their players they encourage them to do big over-the-top celebrations. Now, some of them are wild, but I love it. When baseball can be fun, when we take away the stuffy, it's baseball, we have to be proper, the players can be their best versions, the most authentic versions of themselves. And baseball can be so entertaining. The crowd, if you listen to those highlights, that's a massively Venezuela crowd last night, by the way. They travel well, instruments in the stands, energy the whole time. And it makes baseball a much more entertaining product when you allow the players to be themselves.
Now, Ursula, in regular baseball, here's another thing. So you go to a Mariners game, T-Mobile Park.
Yeah.
Julio Rodriguez hits a home run, right?
Yeah.
And then, the teammates are in the dugout and they're like, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
In the WBC, they all leave the dugout, go crazy. Like, I just need more of that.
Now, would you be okay with that? Because this was world stage. This was a big event.
High stakes.
Would you be a high-stakes event? Would you be okay with that every single time, every game for a whole season?
Yes, and here's how. Let's stop. Nick gonna get mad at this. Can we please stop with the 160-plus games of baseball, and we bring it down, and then we can get that sense of urgency. When you're playing baseball in April all the way through to October, the sense of urgency, Nick, is not there.
No, I'm not mad at you all. I think there are a lot of games in the season, and if we were to shrink it down to less, there would be more energy and more emphasis on celebration. And to that point, baseball players are sensitive. When you look at football, they celebrate touchdowns all the time. Granted, some celebrations are not as accepted as others, but they're always celebrating. Even on a sack or a good run or a first down, they're always at it. But like I said, baseball players are sensitive. If a pitcher gives up a home run and he's walking too slow out of the box, he's like, get moving. Yep. And it's like, why can't he just have his moment,
And pitchers should be allowed to have the same moment as well.
Yes.
You get the big strikeout.
Yes.
I want to see you pump your fists. And
I want to dance.
Wait. Am I missing something? So there's rules against that? Like you can't do any of that?
Unwritten rules.
It's not an official rule, but players will get all hissy fit on the field, and they'll start yelling at the players if they don't like how they're acting.
So how about this? Can we go 100 games for baseball?
Yeah. Why are there so many games? Money?
Oh, yeah.
It's money.
It's all about the moolah. About the
you're paying for those stadiums, right?
I would argue that baseball would make that money back. I think you'd have more enthusiasm throughout the season. That's one. Two, can we start the season Memorial Day?
Oh.
I would start the season, Major League Baseball, Memorial Day. And that's the thing that gets me about, well, that's just how we've always done it. Well, look at the NFL.
Yeah.
They're constantly making rule changes and all those things to better their game.
And you don't think that baseball is making enough changes?
No, they have. They just started.
Didn't they make some changes with the pitch clock?
They just started.
Yeah.
So hopefully, but I would
so
really.
Is there a big push, or is this a G push?
No. This is a G push
to shorten the number of games.
But my push is that we Americans, we don't have that focus like that. There's not many Nicks and Pauls that are going to watch 160-something games.
Well, weigh in. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Would you like? Well, aren't the Mariners? Isn't the regular season
opening day is a week away?
Next week. Next Thursday.
But even as a diehard fan or someone who really loves the game, it's really hard to watch every single game as it is. And for the ones that show up, there are some games where they're getting only like 35% capacity. To G's point, if we compress the season more, I think there'd be more sold out games rather than just saturating the ones that don't get very big crowds.
Yes, sir. Hey, T and Conway. Yes. T and Conway says, "Gee, you're describing banana ball, the banana baseball. Why is that so much love? Because they are having fun.
Yes.
They're enjoying it.
It's infectious.
The thing is, Ursula, baseball was my first love. That was the first sport I ever loved. So last night, watching the WBC, I felt like a kid again. I love baseball. This is why we all love playoff baseball so much, because it's so intense. You're following every pitch. If you go baseball from 160 games, 62 games, whatever, down to 100 games, now you got sense of urgency.
Oh.
I will. The one thing I will say with stuff, I think baseball is in the best spot that it's been in, and as an entertainment product since the 90s. Since that?
Since 98.
To be specific. Yeah. Since they have the stars.
Yeah.
The rule changes are great. It's not perfect, but I think baseball is a much more entertaining product these days.
All right. We got more of the Gee and Ursula Show coming up next.
Save $10 on a pair of Rain-X Latitude wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Our professional parts people will even install them for free.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor.
Breathe happy, Febreze. La, 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 la. Bring your visions to life with smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need to achieve your goals. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. No!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
I had pain. I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-269-3454. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-269-3454 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-269-3454 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-269-3454.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump's choice to replace Kristi Noem as head of Homeland Security is before senators at a confirmation hearing. Senator Markwayne Mullin was questioned about his remarks alleging Alex Preddy was a deranged individual aiming to impose max damage before he was shot and killed in Minneapolis during the immigration raids.
I was responding immediately without the facts. That's my fault. That won't happen as Secretary.
So you regret that statement?
I already said that, yes, sir.
Would you want to apologize to the family of Alex Preddy?
Well, sir, I just said I regret those statements.
Administration officials are answering questions from lawmakers today about the war with Iran. Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard.
The regime in Iran appears to be intact but largely degraded due to attacks on its leadership and military capabilities.
Iran has confirmed that the head of its intelligence has been killed. Israel says he was targeted in one of its airstrikes. Iran's military is also threatening to target energy infrastructure across the Gulf after one of its major gas fields was hit. President Trump lashing out on social media again after most NATO allies declined to help open the Strait of Hormuz. CBS's Linda Kenyon reports from the White House.
The president has criticized NATO allies, suggesting the relationship with the member nations was one-sided. Later, he said the U.S. didn't need their help anyway. But posting on social media today, the president stated, quoting here, "I wonder what would happen if we finished off what's left of the Iranian terror state and let the countries that use it, we don't, be responsible for the so-called strait. That would get some of our non-responsive allies in gear and fast." The president reposted that statement after his initial post misspelled the word strait. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
There's dangerous heat again in the West. Meteorologist Craig Allen is tracking things.
Just about all of the states from the Pacific West Coast into the Rockies is going to feel unusual heat for so early in the season, but the actual warnings for extreme heat cover portions of the California coastline up and down the I-5 corridor, across to Nevada, as well as much of Arizona.
CBS's Jill Schlesinger is monitoring the Federal Reserve meeting and its decision today on interest rates.
This is a meeting where the Fed is likely going to sit on its hands because prices are accelerating, and the Fed does not want to cut interest rates into that potential re-acceleration of the overall inflation rate.
On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are lower due to rising oil prices. The Dow Jones Industrials down 444 points. This is CBS News.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at Jewelry Television. New customers get $20 off purchases of $99 or more at JTV.com.
The suspected Rainier Beach High School shooter is due in court this afternoon. We'll get a look at what's ahead in that court appearance. But first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. The two left southbound lanes now reopened at Elliott Avenue West and West Gaylor Street in Seattle. The right southbound lane still shut down. This is because of that earlier fatal crash we had this morning. I-90 eastbound off-ramp to Bellevue Way. At last check, there was a crash blocking the ramp. Got some trees down northbound 5 near the Burlington Northern Railroad trestle. 2 left lanes are blocked there. Alderwood to South Center. If you take an I-5, it'll take you an hour and 12 minutes. Right now, it's about a 20-minute delay. About a 9-minute delay heading from Federal Way to Bellevue, and a 5-minute delay right now as you make your way from Federal Way to Seattle. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Frank Lindsay. A juvenile suspect accused in the deadly shooting of 2 Rainier Beach High School students is due in court today. Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes says the teen was arrested Tuesday morning.
While this arrest cannot bring back the lives that were taken, it represents an important step toward accountability and toward providing these families and our communities some measure of closure.
Today, a judge will weigh probable cause and whether the suspect stays in detention with formal charges expected in the coming days. A domestic disturbance in Seattle's Chinatown International District ended with a man stabbed this morning. Police say they found him with injuries to his head and neck. A woman at the scene was taken into custody. Police say before the stabbing, those two were involved in an altercation and the man was pepper sprayed. Gas prices keep climbing here in Washington. KIRO 7's Brooke Griffin has a look at Pierce County.
The cost is still going up a few cents every day for most areas. Here in Pierce, the average cost last week was $4.79. It's gone up 33 cents in just 7 days.
Washington's average right now is $5.06 a gallon. Analysts say the increasing costs could affect everything from food to retail items. Former Snohomish County Sheriff Adam Fortney launching another bid for sheriff in 2027. He spoke with the Jason Ranch Show on Seattle Red 770 AM.
I deeply care about the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office. It's where I've given my life's work for the last 30 years.
Fortney says his campaign will emphasize transparency and accountability. Fortney was defeated by Susanna Johnson in the 2023 election. We have reached out to her for comment. Governor Ferguson signed a bill this week clarifying that voting in more than one state is illegal. The change follows a 2022 case where a Lewis County man voted both here in Washington and in Oregon in the same election. His conviction was overturned due to the unclear state law at the time. KIRO News Radio weather is calling for rain this afternoon, 56 degrees. Same thing tomorrow. Light rain on Friday, again, right around 56, and then some showers early on Saturday, but we start to dry out. Maybe get a little sunshine later in the day on Saturday with a high of 51. It's 52 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning. Hey, you've heard that the number of people who drink alcohol these days, especially among younger people, that has gone down dramatically. Well, it turns out it has taken a toll on a lot of restaurants. So that's one of the things that we're going to be talking about in the future. And then I would love to hear, too, what is it that brings you to a restaurant and makes you a repeat customer? What does it have to have today to get you to go out and spend the extra money? We'll talk about that coming up at 10:30. Our Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. I shared during our morning meeting, G, that on Valentine's Day of all days, Mark and I went to a restaurant that it was the first time in a long, long time that I said, man, this was such a great experience, just all around great food experience, that I want to revisit that particular restaurant again when it's not a special night. And I want to hear just, what it takes for you and Lillian to go to a place over and over again.
Yeah, and I have a main reason what makes it hard for any and everyone to go back to a restaurant that was even a good experience. I'll tell you why it's hard.
Okay.
All right. What you got it for us, Ursula?
What's new at 10?
Well, there are new details now about why Brandon Roy was fired from his job as the boys basketball coach at Garfield High School last September. And these were emails and records that were obtained by the Seattle Times through a public records request. And they say that these emails show that he was fired after an allegation that he was part of a big recruiting push involving an NBA agent that offered a student cash, an apartment, and a car even if he transferred to Garfield High School. Now, Brandon Roy is denying the allegations in a letter to the Seattle Public Schools last fall, but he was fired anyway 2 days later. And so when I read this story, I was thinking to myself, why is it that it seems like there are a lot of schools that do still recruit, and then some just get away with it and others do not? And I wanted, and you are someone who you've been around sports circles all your life, and you happen to know a lot about this. And I'm curious as to what you think.
Well, let's make sure we get very specific as to this topic. First, since we've been doing the show, Ursula, has there been any recruiting allegations, violations, or anything in any other sport here in the state with high school other than basketball or football?
Not that I can recall.
Okay. So we know you don't hear about recruiting allegations and violations with baseball and soccer and cross country and all those things. All right. So let's just talk about the basketball and football. First, there's just too many loopholes, Ursula. There's just way too many. There's way too many loopholes. Yes, do NBA agents and things have deals with kids on where they should go to? Yes. Are there loopholes like the McKinney-Vento, the Homeless Assistance Act here in this state? That's when a student can enroll immediately in any school, but only thing they have to do is claim that they don't have a place to live. Yes. There are loopholes that public schools use to recruit, and there are loopholes that private schools use to make it look like, oh, we're just doing the right thing. There are some schools out here that let's be real, the only reason why they put some kids at these private schools is so their teams, their sports teams can win. Yeah, I said that. So
that's true.
and real quick, just so you're listening. Well, gee, why would a private school be so interested in their sports teams winning? Well, I'm glad you asked. What does that mean? That means enrollment goes up. And when enrollment goes up and there's waiting lists, there's a lot of money being made. So it is okay for those sports teams to win a state championship because then little Johnny and Susie wants to go to that private school. Now, back to it. So I don't know if Brandon Roy did it or not. Every single time it happens in the news, I don't know enough about sports to know if these folks are recruiting. I just continue to find it interesting that it's the same two sports. Not baseball, not soccer, not the band, cross country. It's just basketball and football that you're seeing these things. So, Ursula, why this keeps happening? I'll clean it up by saying this. All the WIAA has to do is come up with a blanket model and keep it simple. 1, let private schools play against private schools. That's it. And let the public schools play against public schools. Let that happen. And then you just do your thing. You start that. Then close up and clean up some of these loopholes. And then 3, can we hear about some violations in any other sports and quit focusing on basketball and football? I still don't know why they keep focusing on those two sports.
Well, it's because those are the money sports.
Oh, that's the clean. Yes. That's the clean version to say, those are the money sports.
Okay, I'll let you say the other stuff. Hey, just a couple of other details on this. Again, this is from the Seattle Times. It was Auburn Mountain View High School that made the recruiting allegation. So it was a rival school. And they first alerted Garfield last spring, and then it went to the WIAA. And to this day, Garfield's athletic director says Brandon Roy is deeply missed by the school and its students, but he couldn't speak to the decision-making around his dismissal. And the principal who made that decision, dismissing Brandon, is on leave and is not available for comment. But, I mean, even since our kids were in school, and since I just remember hearing anything about sports, the whole recruiting thing has been an issue forever.
Forever.
And I just don't know if it's ever going to go away. And I'm curious, when you said, okay, private against private, public against public, how would that help? Because wouldn't there still be recruiting?
I mean, yes, it will still be recruiting, but I just think the pressure to recruit would be less. Look, where I'm from in Illinois, they kind of separate it that way, right? They have some of the championships being that way, and then they put them in a certain class, whether it's 1A or 2A, whatever the case might be. I think it would just help things be a little bit better. Look, at the end of the day, when it comes to all of this, it's unfortunate that a lot of these recruiting things happen, because here's the part that concerns me. Yes, like you said, Ursula, since the beginning, I have seen and know of a lot of stories. Trust me.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
A lot of stories. But the part that bothers me the most is that when kids and children are recruited just for the athletic part, because then when they're used, whether it's a private school or a public school, because some of these private schools will use you just like the public schools. And when you come and win their foosball championship, a lot of these folks don't even care about you. I've seen times, right, where the private school wins a championship, and some of those same parents don't even like some of those kids being at that school. But again, these are things that I've heard about.
And seen. Roosevelt High School, remember last year? That was a big story. And that school was punished. Okay. Coaches were suspended. The principal was put on leave. Games were forfeited.
I'll give you my one opinion going forward out of this topic. I think what happened at Roosevelt High School is the reason why, by the way, it wasn't just Brandon Roy that was relieved of his duties. There were other coaches in the Metro, in that division for Seattle sports. It was other coaches that were let go of their duties as well as head coach. I think it was Roosevelt, because they were absolutely gross with it. Gross with some of that recruiting. And again, I said what I said. Let me say it again. Roosevelt was gross with some of the stuff that was happening. So much so, they relieved a lot of people.
Well, they also the games were forfeited. At least 6 Seattle public school employees were fined for recruiting players to the football team. So, sometimes people are not so subtle.
No,
schools.
I'll say this: if there's one thing that I've learned also, Ursula, in school, and you know this because you dealt with a lot of school stuff as well.
Oh yeah.
When people are well-to-do and families are well-to-do, they decide where their kids go to school, no matter what, sports or no sports. You're not gonna tell a well-to-do family, hey, your kid can only go to this school. Are you kidding me? They decide where they go to the school, and if the rules need to be bent, they will be bent to go to the school that they want to. If not, they'll just pay for the private school, which happens a lot.
Yeah, that does. Okay, well, you know how often we talk about people moving out?
Yeah.
And the FYI guy at the Seattle Times actually looked at the number of people who are moving to the state of Washington, and fewer people are packing up and moving here to this state. So according to new numbers, the flow of people moving here from other states has slowed down actually quite a bit since before the pandemic. So last year, there were about 134,000 newcomers to get Washington's driver's license, which was down nearly 18% from 2019. And so Gene Balk says when you look at the bigger picture, that's even more telling, because back in 2019, Washington had gained about 36,000 people from other states after accounting for those who left. But last year, that number dropped to around 9,000. So fewer people really are moving here from other places. California is still the biggest source of new Washington residents, but even that is shrinking. That's down by about 11,000 people compared to pre-pandemic levels. Oregon, Illinois, Colorado, again, fewer people choosing to come here to Washington compared to years past. The exceptions, this is kind of weird.
What's that?
Texas, Arizona, and Maine. But there is still, it wasn't enough to offset the slowdown. So of course, why is this happening?
Why?
It's expensive. It's expensive to live here.
Yeah. You know, we talk about this topic on what you should do, if you should stay here, if you're maybe young Gen Z. And one of the things that I do know, Ursula, is, look, where you live as far as what your income is going to be matters. So for as much as we talk about cost of living, so for an example, let's just say someone says, hey, listen, you can go to Boise, Idaho, or you can go to down in Texas or Georgia, and the cost of living, you can buy a house for this much. True, you can. You can go get a better deal on a house. But your income.
Yeah, how much they're going to pay you.
How much you're going to pay you. Because even though that house might be cheaper, those plane tickets still cost a certain amount. Gas prices still cost a certain amount. Now, it might be a little less expensive on the restaurants, but what is it worth for you to move from your family, one, and two, in Washington, you are going to make potentially to make more money here, even though the cost of living is something. So there will still be people coming here to the Seattle area because there is a lot of opportunity here.
Yeah, I mean, and quality of life is still great, but I always appreciate Gene Balk at the Seattle
shout out to Gene.
Because
I've never met Gene before.
Yeah, me either.
Do we ever want to meet him?
Yes, we need to have him on the show.
I think we want him to remain a mystery. I don't even know what he looks like. You know what he looks like?
Well, yeah, because there's a little picture of him on the Seattle Times column. But he always breaks down the numbers, looks at the census numbers, et cetera, and comes up with these interesting things. And again, I think a lot of people are going to say, well, yeah, people are priced out of here. And this is a high tax state, which is very true. Mm-hmm. And again, so you have to decide, is it worth it to move here? But I'm curious. I'm curious why Texas? I mean, you can get a lot more for your money in Texas.
Yeah, you can. But again, what's going to be your job in Texas, right, to make money? Now, let's just say you are a server, right, a waitress or some waiter. If you're in Texas or you're here, where will you make more money as a server? Here. You guys, we talk about this all the time, which, by the way, shout out to the restaurant owners. They should be getting a tax credit. But you're going to make more money here, whereas down there you can make – I don't have it in front of me right now. You're making less on your per hour, and then your tips probably might be less because the bill is not as high. So you're going to make more money here in the Seattle area.
Do you ever – okay, obviously we work here and our bosses listen, but do you ever think, okay, if there is another state that you would live in, where would it be?
I've been lately, it just depends on which month you ask me. Right now it's Texas.
Really?
Yeah. I would
What's the draw in Texas?
I think I want to go to the South.
The politics would kill you.
I mean, specifically Austin, Texas, I think is a good spot.
I mean, when we talk about politics, like the politics that kill you, I just want to be crystal clear. The racism that happens in Washington compared to the racism that happens in Texas, give me the racism in Texas all day long. Because the racism here is, oh, I don't see color. What do you mean? It's so passive aggressive here. It's so, I mean.
Really?
Yes. Give me the racism in Texas all day. I want that dude to be with the Confederate flag and hey, how you doing there, brother? I'd rather deal with that guy than the one person that puts the Black Lives Matter in their window and is like, oh, I love all the people in the world. But they are voting absolutely against all of those things. What they talk about is totally against everything that they pretend to care and know about. So give me Texas. Give me their politics. Because the truth be told, if we really rack them and stack them, I was asked this question.
Yeah.
You weren't here, but I think I told it on the show. I was asked this question by someone here in the Seattle area.
Yeah.
They said, gee, who would you rather, if you had to go and perform a party in a room, who would you rather go and perform in front of? A room full of MAGAs or a room full of, ultra-left liberals? You want to know what I said? Room full of MAGAs. Because I know we know where we stand, and it's going to be straight up, and it's going to be that. I don't like the passive, aggressive, the pretend like we're a certain type of way. I know we're segueing into something off in the left field right now. You're getting me hot and going. But nobody wants to.
This is not where I expected this conversation to go.
You asked me about Texas.
Yeah.
A lot of things that happen here in Washington.
See, I would consider Florida. And people would be like, you might not like Florida, but no, there's parts of Florida I would love. But I'm happy to be right here. I'm not thinking of moving anywhere.
I don't know.
Let me just make that clear. Let me make that very, very clear.
By the way, I just want y'all to know that was not planned.
No, that was not planned.
Wasn't in the show notes.
It was not in the show notes.
Absolutely not.
But I'm beat. And by the way, that wasn't me trying to be more endearing to MAGA. That was a real conversation. And the person that asked me that said, Gee, the same thing. They agreed. Again, I would rather, and Ursula, you're this way with your emails and conversations and being direct. I would rather rock with people.
I want to know.
I want to know where we stand.
Yeah, just give it to me straight. No,
But some of this stuff is like, oh my goodness, we care so much about you. Like an example, I care so much about animals and dogs and cats, right? But if you come to my house for Thanksgiving and you're like, hey, G, don't you have a place for the dogs and cat at the table? I'm like, no, they don't get to sit at the table. They have to sit out there. But, G, I thought you loved your dogs and cats. Well, I do, but I just don't want them at my table. Did y'all feel that, what I just said? I don't want the dog and cat at my table, but I love the dog and cat.
I'd say be careful what you wish for, G. You don't think you think you could be able to keep your cool if you were getting gaslit like that with the blunt people out there? Have you ever gone through it before?
Ooh-wee.
You're a fiery person, man.
That's a whole nother.
I went to school. I went to military school and college in the state of Indiana. There's that. Hey, coming up next on the show. Good point, though, Nick. Coming up next here on the show, fewer people are drinking alcohol, and it's taking a toll on restaurants. Gee Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Nobody should drink and drive. It's absolutely dangerous. That's why DUI Heroes cares for their clients as people, individuals who have made a mistake. If you or someone you know have made an unfortunate mistake of driving under the influence or pulled over for DUI, DUI Heroes will hear you and they will understand you. They will represent you and defend you, the person, helping you get your life back in order. Jonathan and his team are wonderful people, exceptional at what they do. DUI Heroes, your DUI defense specialist, DUIHeroes.com.
At Madrona Financial and CPAs, we believe financial decisions should be made with clarity, not sales pressure. That's why we host weekly educational seminars and live webinars on retirement planning, tax strategies, and rental property decisions, designed to help you think more strategically about your future. Whether you prefer attending in person or joining from home, there's always something coming up. To see our upcoming schedule, visit MadronaFinancial.com. Madrona Financial and CPAs. Informed planning starts here. Madrona Financial Services is an SEC registered investment advisor.
March is an exciting time to be in the garden, especially if you'd love to be growing your own delicious fruit or berries. Hi, I'm Gabby, veggie, herb, and strawberry buyer here at Sky Nursery. This month only, we have a wide variety of Northwest-grown bare root strawberry bundles. A great way to save a lot of money on planting your own berry patch. We also have tons of blueberries, raspberries, and kiwi, as well as persimmon, fig, plum trees, and more. Come on into Sky, because there's nothing like the taste of your very first fruit that you grew yourself. Visit skynursery.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
It's John Curley. If you're having joint pain, this will interest you. This Thursday night at 6, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
What joints have you seen really good success with?
shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar this Thursday night at 6. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Yikey wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Jazz Alley welcomes Candace Springs on tour in support of her latest release, Run Your Race. Backed by her all-female rhythm section, it's a show you won't want to miss. March 26th through 29th. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical, there's no beating CM Heating.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry. This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Every business starts with an idea. With smart business buying from Amazon Business, get everything you need to grow in one familiar place. From office supplies to IT essentials and maintenance tools. Ready to bring your visions to life? Learn how at AmazonBusiness.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Frank Lindsay. Senators have been questioning the nation's top intelligence officials about the war with Iran today. More from CBS News correspondent Michael Wallace.
In her written opening statement to the Senate Intelligence Committee, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard said last year's attack on Iran obliterated its nuclear enrichment program, and there have been no efforts since to rebuild it. But Gabbard omitted that passage in her spoken remarks. Virginia Democratic Senator Mark Warner asked why.
I recognize that the time was running long, and I skipped through some of the portions of my oral delivered remarks.
You chose to omit the parts that contradict the president.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, at his confirmation hearing to head up the Department of Homeland Security, says he wants to steady the department, fund it, and keep it out of constant controversy.
There are many controversial issues, and it was interesting to hear Senator Alyssa Slotkin get into this, that Homeland Security really sits right on the edge of, including when federal agents are deployed on U.S. streets, how immigration policy is carried out, not only in terms of deportation, but also detention. And we've heard a lot of lines of questioning from senators about the opening of new detention facilities in their home districts.
CBS News correspondent Nicole Sagana. A group of Democratic Democrats held a press conference at the U.S. Capitol today to criticize an elections bill that President Trump wants Congress to pass. The Save America Act would require proof of citizenship to register to vote, along with photo ID to cast a ballot. This is Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Instead of doing something about the real problems, they're trying to fix the election because they know damn well that if the election were held today, they would lose.
President Trump has threatened not to sign most bills until the Save America Act hits his desk. State Attorney General Nick Brown's asking a federal court to enforce its order protecting school mental health grants. The Department of Education had cut funding to 6 months. Brown says the government, however, must follow the court's order and provide full-year funding. On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow is down 471 points, the Nasdaq's down 173, and the S&P is down 50. KIRO News Radio traffic. Well, we've got a 57-minute drive right now as you head from Alderwood to South Center on 405. It's about 55 minutes if you take I-5. That's about a 10-15-minute delay depending on which freeway you take there. Federal Way to Bellevue right now is about an 8-minute delay. Take you about 38 minutes to make that trip. This traffic report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. Weather forecast, rain and 56 degrees today. Same thing tomorrow, light rain, 56 on Friday. And then we dry out a bit on Saturday. May even get a little sunshine in the afternoon with a high of 51. It's 53 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay. KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Shout out to Nick. John in Shoreline texted and said, You guys are smashing it with the bumper music this morning. That's Nick.
Oh, we always rolling on this show.
Nick, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You coming through with it today, bro.
Yeah.
And we need it. It's putting a smile on your face.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
We started off rough, but it's getting better.
You know what? When we say rough, you know what, Ursula? We could mail it in. You know what I mean? Like we could easily mail it in. I see it every day, right? Like we could literally come on this show and give you guys the topics, and I can go ahead and just do whatever to make everybody. But we don't do that.
No, we keep it real, and that. Sometimes you'll get a surprise conversation. Did not expect what happened in that last segment, but kept it real.
Yep,
and found so many people agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Which depressed me a little bit. But let's talk about food. I always love talking about food. Because when you go out to eat, do you order a drink? And I'm talking about alcoholic beverage with your meal. Restaurants want you to do so, but it's not happening as much these days. Yeah. There is a trend now that people are giving up alcohol, especially the younger generation. And that is, for the restaurants anyway, they say, unfortunately, that is a loss of a prime source of money for them. And the New York Times actually looked into a 2025 Gallup poll that showed the U.S. drinking rate is at a new low, with only 54% of respondents reporting that they drink alcohol. And those who do say they're doing it less. And there's a whole bunch of different reasons. One, people are more aware of the health risks from drinking. It's also a generational shift in habits. I think there are more people partaking in other things. For example, you see the legalization of cannabis. I think that's a big thing too. But there's also, I did not expect this one, about 6% of Americans now using GLP-1 medications. And that actually has had this result of people resorting to alcohol less.
Yeah.
But what's going on, though, is that the alcohol sales are slumping in every category of the restaurant industry, from fine dining to casual establishments. And they're seeing a severe decline. And for some, I mean, that was their money.
Well, let's check our listeners out right now. I'm asking you, 888-973-5476. Right now, today, do you drink more or less than you used to? Please text in. That's number one. Number two, on the show, Ursula, we've said when you know better, you do better. Alcohol is a group 1 carcinogen, right? The heavier, it is proven, they're talking about the doctors, the experts, the same experts that say the more alcohol you consume, the higher risk of cancer. That's out there. Now, if you go back 60, 70 years ago, You guys remember that there were commercials with doctors smoking? Do you guys remember there used to be pregnant women that would smoke cigarettes?
Yeah.
We don't see that anymore because when you know better, you do better.
Well, there was a humongous education campaign.
And I think that's where we are with alcohol. And I'll say this. Let me raise my hand. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, Ursula. My drug of choice, mine, alcohol. That is for me. That's my happy place. That's great for me. But I have now realized that to me, that feeling that you wake up the next morning and you're feeling like, oh my goodness, my whole day's zapped and I just don't have the energy. That's your body begging you like, please, would you stop? Mm-hmm. You just poisoned us all night last night and you think your body's going to be productive? No. So as someone, you don't drink.
I don't. Yeah.
You don't. But that's the reason why I don't. It's because of that very reason.
Yeah. So health was the big thing. It's also expensive.
Oh, that too.
Right? I mean, that's I think a big reason why people might partake less. But I know, for example, my oldest son a couple of years ago decided
he
just stopped. He just said, I don't like it. And so for a lot of young people, it used to be also a crutch.
Right.
It was something that helped make it easier to be social. Yeah. And but I'm hearing from more and more younger people who are saying, I just don't like alcohol.
Wait till you see this text line. Look at what folks are saying right now. This is what's happening right now. And I believe that there used to be a time 10 plus years ago, and for those of you that have stopped drinking, and those of you who are drinking less, do you remember going somewhere and somebody's like, hey, you want a drink? And you're like, oh, no, thank you. And then they're like, everything okay?
Yeah.
You know, why don't you drink?
Right.
Why not? You see what I'm saying? But now we're getting less of that because there's more of an understanding, there's more education, and then there's California sober these days.
That's right.
California sober. You partake.
Well, and for those who don't know what that is, you partake in a few other things.
You partake in the devil's lettuce.
Yeah, the weed.
In the weed.
Yes.
But you don't partake in alcohol. You see those text lines?
Well, yeah, the text line's coming in and confirming what this report is saying, essentially. There are very few people who are saying, I haven't really changed. More of you are saying, I drink a lot less, but better quality, or Dave in Snohomish County, quit drinking 100%. Josh and Auburn, Hee-Haw Aaron, quit drinking around 2 months ago. I mean, congratulations, too, by the way, because I know that's not easy either.
This 360, great text here. First off, Gen X is is 50 years old these days. The good life has been lived. Plus, being a former restaurant owner, the markup of alcohol has always been overpriced to the public. And that's another thing.
Wait. I'll take issue, 360.
What?
Past 50 years old, good life has been lived. I take issue with that.
The good life has been lived on alcohol. And the reason why,
I got
for me, you know that helps me, what 360 says?
Yeah.
It helps me to be like, you've had a lot of fun. You're good, especially in that department.
Yes.
You don't need any more alcohol. Ursula, if I didn't have another sip the rest of my life,
yes,
I still had enough.
I got you now. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Okay, we asked you what gets you to a restaurant. I want to bring that in the 11 o'clock hour because we're out of time right now. But text us because it's not the alcohol. Obviously, it sounds like alcohol is not being consumed as much at restaurants. So what is it that gets you to a restaurant, though? It's a slightly different question when it comes to eating out. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to share that experience that I had on Valentine's Day where I was like, man, if we could have more of these, and you were going to share something too. So we're going to do that in the 11 o'clock hour.
Now, Ursula, one more thing on the alcohol.
Yeah.
You want to know what's one of the biggest slippery slopes in the world for me and used to be?
What's that?
Oh, yeah, a glass of wine is fine. And so you're like, okay, just have a glass of wine with dinner. Then before you know it, glass, 2 glass, you have a bottle, and then like there's people right now that's like, as soon as I get home, I can't wait to pop open that wine.
It's like that Lay's potato chips. You can't always have just one, baby.
All right. Scenarios next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Come in now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. If you live in the Seattle area, you've probably noticed something while driving around town. Carter Subaru license plate frames everywhere. And you know what? That is not an accident. Carter Subaru has built a reputation over decades for doing something surprisingly rare when it comes to car buying, and that is treating their customers like family. We know from experience. We are repeat customers at Carter Subaru. We drive an Outback and a Forester that we purchased from them. And every time we've worked with them, it's been the same. No pressure, no games, just honest conversations. They're also Seattle's only Subaru dealership with the largest Subaru selection in our state with more than 700 vehicles in stock. And right now, Carter Subaru has the 2026 Subaru Forester starting at just 0.9% financing on approved credit. Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 3/31/26.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
It's John Curley. If you're having joint pain, this will interest you. This Thursday night at 6, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
What joints have you seen really good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar this Thursday night at 6. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Well, there's nothing I hate worse than being cold. And if your house is feeling a bit drafty or the floors of the main level are way too cold on your feet, that's probably because your crawl space and attic don't have enough insulation. It's probably making your furnace work overtime. So now you're spending more money as well. Well, how about a free and easy way to learn if you need better insulation? Just schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection of your crawl space and attic with Crawl Pros. It's exactly what I did. They'll show up to your house. They'll go where you don't want to, certainly where I didn't want to. And they'll tell you if you got any problems with your crawl space, your attic, and especially your insulation. If they do discover your home is under or improperly insulated, they'll show you all the utility rebates as well to help you get that work done correctly and affordably. If you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could receive a rebate to cover up to 95% of the cost. Make your home more comfortable. Save on your energy bill with Crawl Pros. If you're worried that anything's going on in your crawl space or attic, critters, mold, water, plumbing issues, call Crawl Pros or go to crawlpros.com.
John Curley here. A Lennox heat pump does the work of a furnace and air conditioner. And right now, get Lennox heating and cooling for the price of AC. For heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical, call the Comfort People, Home Comfort Alliance, homecomfortalliance.com.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Troy in the 206 texted in Ursula and said, Gee, what's that show you've been raving about? The one that you said that Ursula won't watch. He didn't say that. I said that. But the show is Scarpetta.
Yes.
That is the show with Nicole Kidman and Jamie Lee Curtis.
And you said to get past the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because you know me. If I'm not hooked in the first 30 minutes, it's going to be a hard sell.
And I wouldn't have made it. We wouldn't have made it. But when you know it's Nicole Kidman and Jamie Lee Curtis, you just trust it.
Okay.
So it's rough. It starts out rough. And then afterwards, the Madison right now that I keep falling asleep on. All right, Ursula. Scenarios. Here we go. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? I've been at my job for a minute now. And lately, my boss keeps saying things like, we see you as a leader. You're the next person up. So naturally, it seems like my responsibilities have started to change. Now I've been training new employees. I've been running meetings when my manager is out. I've been, if you will, kind of headlining the big decisions. But here's the thing. My title hasn't changed and my paycheck hasn't changed. So finally, I brought it up and said, hey, if I'm doing this level of work, I think my role and compensation should reflect that. And the response I got was, hey, just keep proving yourself. Your time is coming. Now I'm sitting here like, how do I prove myself for a job that I'm already doing every day? Do I keep grinding and just trust the process? Or do I just pull back a little bit and do what my current role requires? Oh, man, I can't wait to answer this. Your thoughts. 888-973-5476 is the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. Ursula, you up the bat first.
You keep grinding, but you have another conversation with your boss, and you say essentially, but make sure all your ducks are in a row, but come to an understanding that you are going to have some kind of compensation or some kind of title change within a certain amount of time. Because sometimes your immediate boss doesn't have control of that because they got to get the budget, blah, blah, blah. But you have to have a timeline set, essentially, so that you know that you're not going to get so frustrated and burned out and angry that you are doing it. And, I mean, what is the incentive for them to give you that title or give you the increase in pay if they can get you for cheaper? And so they need to know that, hey, yeah, you're a team player or you're a leader and you see yourself going somewhere in this company, but you've got your limits. Yeah. And if they're not willing to compensate you properly and give you the proper title, you're going to take your talents elsewhere.
Yes. There's a saying that I do on this show all the time. Let me see if some of our loyal listeners can finish it. Why buy the cow? And then let's see if I'll see if the texters can get it. What do you got there, Paul?
I'm with Ursula here. Not only get that plan in writing, if you can. That says, here's this thing that you are committing to and saying that. And while it's a tough thing, if they're not going to compensate you and they're asking you to do extra things, I wouldn't say maybe the full scale back because, hey, you want to show that you're still active and engaged, but start saying no. Start saying no. Just say, no, I can't do that. No, I'm not available. No, that's not in my job description. It's a very hard thing to do, but sometimes it's a necessary thing to do, to tell the people no. And you're not lazy if you say no. You're not lazy if you don't say yes to every opportunity. If you've already put in your work, you should be fairly compensated for your effort and your time, and that should be reflected by your employer. So don't be afraid to say no either.
You messed up.
And be ready, though, too.
Yep.
Because it may turn out that you do have to move on.
Right.
If they're going to continue to abuse you, you don't want to be there anyway.
You messed up. It's like, Ursula, you start dating somebody in the beginning, you take them to all the fancy restaurants right out the gate. You go to all the fancy restaurants. Then there's an expectation that they will continue going to those fancy restaurants. And then you're like, oh, I'm all tapped out. Then you just keep taking them to McDonald's and Burger King. That's the same thing with this. You should not have started that way. Running the meetings, making decisions. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Allie Tacoma and Troy 206 knew what it was.
Yeah.
So you just can't do that. Now, it's too late.
So now what do? No, you got to get it in writing and tell them, I'm out of here.
Okay.
And be ready to actually.
Good luck with that. It sounds.
No.
Wait. It sounds good. Look, I
have seen it. I have seen it.
I ain't seen it here. I have not seen it here where we work. It sounds good. Oh, you know what? You should do this. You already started, player. You're going to go in your boss's office and says, hey, listen, I'm done doing this unless you put it in writing. Don't do that.
Okay, I will disagree with you because I have seen it here. And if you are someone who has opportunity elsewhere, they will find a way to find that money.
Yeah. Yeah, that too. All right, Nick, let's see what's happening.
You know, there's nothing bad with going through the grind a certain period of time, but there reaches a point where all that extra work is being done, but no results come from it. And on top of that, you might even see others around you getting raises and promotions for not putting nearly as much effort as you were at the same time. So there's no problem at all with dialing it back when they don't recognize and appreciate what you're doing. So take a breather if you don't think there's going to be anything that comes out of it, so you don't burn yourself out. You can go that direction or do what Paul and Ursula are suggesting and having that meeting presenting that ultimatum. But careful what field of work you do that for, because, you know, some management might just give you the door and give you that wave goodbye if you're going to be that bold about it.
Yeah, and that's why I wouldn't do it as an ultimatum. I would just say I would like to see, you know, this happen. Let's come up with a timeline because I can't keep doing this without the additional compensation or title. That's important to me. And if you're important enough, they'll figure out a way.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, Ursula. When I was younger, my dad would say things to me, and he'd say the first part, like with the incentive for me to say the second part.
Yeah.
And then when I said the second part, he would be like, oh, see, you've been listening. When I say something and then the listeners finish what I said, it just reminds me of what my dad used to do all the time.
Nobody feels like they don't want to feel used either, like it's a convenience. Oh, they're working harder with no less pay. You know, they don't want to be a convenience for anybody either.
That's good. Can you please not charge for bringing all those great songs to the show, Nick?
That's on the house for you guys.
Hey, by the way, coming up next, look, we're not talking about what's happening in the Middle East. We're not talking about millionaire tax. We're talking about something even more important than here local, and that is what keeps people coming back to that restaurant. And it seems like a lot of you all have already texted in. Ursula's going to tell us about her Valentine's Day experience. But I myself, Ursula, I have one thing, like the number one thing that restaurants can do to get people coming back to them. I have one special thing, just one. This is my one ask. We'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio.
Get on the YouTube channel.
We're live all day on YouTube. Every show, every day.
Hang out with us. The whole gang's there.
And you never know what you might see.
Back up the camera. Oh, my God.
Just search KIRO News Radio, then subscribe.
As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots.
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction or your money back. File today the easy way in the Credit Karma app.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday. Scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Mariners fans, the 2026 season is officially on deck. And Cal, Julio, and the defending AL West champs are ready to feed off your energy at T-Mobile Park. Be here for every monster home run.
There it is, number 60. The magical tour of Cal Raleigh just continues.
Every 100-mile-per-hour heater.
He's frozen and the ball game's over. Andres Munoz has simply been incredible.
Every clutch moment.
A bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
It's going to be an epic 50th season, and you won't want to miss it. Mariners baseball. Try to enter.
Lock in your spot for the season with a Mariners Reserved membership. Get the best seats at the best prices for 20 games or the whole slate. Plus, enjoy perks like guaranteed postseason access, year-round savings, no ticket fees, and more. Memberships start under $500. Find your plan at mariners.com/26.
An organized home is a happy home and a happy homeowner. John Curley here. Closets by Design made me and my home happy. Experience the quality and backing of a national brand with friendly local Seattle service. From booking the appointment to a free in-home consult to installation day, Closets by Design will leave you wowed and clutter-free. Right now, get up to 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing and free installation. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule today.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. A busy day on Capitol Hill as senators question the nation's top intelligence officials about the war with Iran. CBS's Michael Wallace.
In her written opening statement to the Senate Intelligence Committee, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard said last year's attack on Iran obliterated its nuclear enrichment program, and there have been no efforts since to rebuild it. But Gabbard omitted that passage in her spoken remarks. Virginia Democratic Senator Mark Warner asked why.
I recognize that the time was running long, and I skipped through some of the portions
you chose to take
my oral delivered remarks.
You chose to omit the parts that contradict the president.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
President Trump's pick to replace Kristi Noem as the nation's new Department of Homeland Security Secretary, GOP Senator Markwayne Mullin, is being grilled by lawmakers. Mullin would not back down on comments he made against Homeland Security Committee Chair Rand Paul when he referred to Paul as a snake after a violent attack by a neighbor while he was mowing his lawn 9 years ago.
I can understand why the neighbor did what he did. As far as my terms as a snake in the grass, sir, I work around this room to try to fix problems. I've worked with many people in this room. Seems like you fight Republicans more than you work with us.
A group of Democrats gather at the U.S. Capitol to criticize an elections bill that President Trump wants Congress to pass. Senator Raphael Warnock of Georgia said all Americans should be concerned about the legislation.
I'm very worried because this SAVE Act is just one more iteration of the chipping away of the people's voice.
Republicans say the bill would safeguard against election fraud. CBS News Philadelphia's Nikki Dementri says some airport terminals are being forced to close due to TSA staffing shortages.
Starting Wednesday, several more security checkpoints will be off limits temporarily as the partial government shutdown continues.
It is frustrating, but get there early.
Last week, Terminal C's checkpoint closed. Now Terminal A West and Terminal F will join the list. AAA encourages flyers to get to the airport earlier than typically recommended.
We always stay 2 hours before a domestic flight, 3 hours before an international flight. Now it's even more than that.
That is AAA's Jana Tidwell. A heat wave hits the West Coast. Meteorologist Craig Allen.
San Francisco will be in the mid-80s. Las Vegas will be in the mid-90s. Albuquerque, low 80s. Even there, that would be a record.
The Federal Reserve was expected to hold interest rates steady and has just announced that it's doing just that. Stocks right now on Wall Street are down. The Dow is down 409 points. NASDAQ has fallen 116. This is CBS News.
Join Adriana Diaz and Kelly O'Grady for the perfect start to your weekend. Ease into your Saturday with CBS Saturday Morning on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Why is the city of Seattle tearing up a new protected bike lane? Chris Sullivan will tell us in just a moment. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. 405 northbound at the Maple Valley Highway. We have an incident there blocking the right lane. Some travel times for you right now. Alderwood to South Center on I-405 will take you just under an hour. It should take you about 36 minutes at this time of day. 42 minutes if you head on I-5 in that same stretch. Federal Way to Bellevue, about a 9-minute delay right now. 36-minute drive. Everett to Bellevue will take you 50 minutes. That's nearly 20 minutes of a delay to get from Everett to Bellevue. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Frank Lindsay. Teenager arrested for allegedly killing 2 Rainier Beach High School students earlier this year is due in court this afternoon.
During this first court appearance this afternoon about 1:30, first the judge will determine if there is probable cause for an arrest in the first place. Then the judge will hear arguments from both sides about whether the suspect should be held in detention or if they can go home under certain circumstances and conditions. Then we expect the suspect to be formally charged in the next couple of days based on the evidence that's been collected over the last couple of months so far. Police say there could have been a relationship between the suspect and the 2 victims, who were just 17 and 18 years old.
That's KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey. The protected bike lane on Seattle's Airport Way is less than a year old. So why is the city tearing up a section of it? You get details from KIRO News Radio's Chris Sullivan.
The Seattle Department of Transportation is ripping up about 500 feet of concrete protecting the 2-way bike lane on Airport Way. A surveying error during construction made the protected lane a little too wide. Trucks and other large rigs were hitting the concrete in a narrow part of the road between South Edmonds and South Alaska streets. To give those trucks a little more room, the bike lane is being squeezed by about a foot. The curb should be redone soon. Chris Sullivan, KIRO News Radio.
A 38-year-old man was stabbed in the head and neck in the Chinatown International District this morning in Seattle. 24-year-old woman was arrested. SPD says the man and woman had gotten involved in an altercation, and the man was pepper sprayed just before the stabbing. Seattle police arrested a 40-year-old man who's accused of destroying 12 glass sculptures at Chihuly Garden and Glass Monday night.
Which is really unfortunate because that's a place that Seattleites love and the people travel to Seattle to go see.
Casey McNerthy in the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office says the suspect caused about $240,000 in damage. Police say he tried to stab a security guard with broken glass, but nobody got hurt. And a pretty big name just got added to the Chateau Ste. Michelle summer concert lineup. Bob Dylan will be playing 2 shows, June 6th and June 7th. Tickets go on sale on March 23rd at 10 a.m. KIRO News Radio weather is calling for rain this afternoon and rain tomorrow, too. Both days, we should hit 56 degrees. Same thing on Friday. Light rain is what we're looking at for Friday. And then some sunshine later in the day on Saturday after a few showers early on. Should hit about 51 degrees on Saturday. It's 53 right now in Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay. KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to all of you. Grateful that you hang out with the show. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning. This is going to be an especially fun hour. If you felt like there was a lot of meat and potatoes in our first 2 hours, this is the hour for you. Now, coming up at 11:30, speaking of food, pizza. Do you have a favorite style of pizza? Because we're going to do agree to disagree.
Okay.
But Paul asked us, what is the best style of pizza? 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. What's that?
I just wanted to say, that's a very hard question to answer, but I'll tell you why.
Oh.
11:30.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I know our listeners will have lots of opinions on that and more, but let's get to it.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
Seems like I'm going to be talking a lot about eating because we're going to talk about dining out. And last hour, we asked the question, what is it that brings you to a restaurant these days? Because we know that people in our state are dining out less.
Yeah.
Higher prices appear to be the biggest reason why. But restaurant costs in the state, whether it's from operating expenses, rising wages, rent, etc. So the costs are among the highest in the country, and so many people are cutting back.
Yep.
But for those of you who still go out to restaurants, what is it that brings you there? And Gee, you teased us and said there's one thing, one main thing. It is. What is that? What do they need? Is it a change that needs to be made?
What was the secret to the show in the 80s? Cheers.
Camaraderie.
Where everybody
knows your name.
Where everybody knows your name.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, if there's one thing that people love is name recognition,
connection,
or some type connection, or some type of, even if the name didn't happen, you get a corresponding email and or text because, hey, saw you were in last night at the restaurant. Thank you. Hey, here's something for your next visit. Here's a free this or percentage off something. Some type of connection.
Making you feel special.
Because what happens is you have to get me post-pandemic. You got to get me out of the house. That's number one. Why should I come to your place when I can just order online or I can just go to my quick spot? That's the number one thing. So I'm not going to even go crazy on this. I'll just throw this back to you. You restaurant folks need to build that connection. Oh, as far as good food, I just need good food. Stop it. Good food is not going to just bring. There's a lot of places in the Seattle area, Seattle, Tacoma, Federal Way. A lot of people have good food.
Yeah.
You need
so
more
you need
than
a little something special. Funny enough, Mac in Bellevue texted in and said, what gets me and my wife to be repeat customers at a restaurant?
Yeah.
We discovered one of the best bartenders at Bellevue Ascend. That place is spendy, by the way. And that's why we keep going back. Why is she the best? She acknowledges us being repeat customers with a smile. She engages in pleasant conversations. And most importantly, my wife likes her. And she is hard to please at restaurants. Her customer service is on point.
That's what I'm saying.
To your point.
How about, when's the last time, here's a question for you now, Ursula. When's the last time you and Long Live Mark been to a restaurant or you've been to a restaurant? And when you're there dining, maybe the manager or someone comes around just to ask. It wasn't your server, just a manager, somebody high up, and was like, hey, how's your experience? Is your first time in? Those type of places, that's the connection. You know what I mean?
That happened actually in the Philippines at the place we were staying, the hotel we were staying. That also happened at the Metropolitan Grill when I was using the gift card that you gave me. Got that. But you like that when it doesn't have to be the most expensive place on earth to get that kind of connection.
Agree.
Now, I was sharing that on Valentine's Day, we went to a place in Fremont. I'd never eaten there. It was Revel. And it was one of those Asian fusion places that they had a set menu.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, for me, it was not just the great service, and they didn't know us from Adam, and but it was great service, but the food, it was so good. And for those of us who have kind of lost that interest in food, if you know what I'm saying, it was so remarkable and so good. I was like, man, we need to come back here on a regular day. And it turns out they do things that have like a community table, this, that, and the other thing, where I think they try to make it really special for their customers. And again, but that was so memorable. The food was so good. So for me, it really is the food and the atmosphere, which is basic, I know. But there are so many places that have mediocre food. And you were saying the other day, you can't be mediocre and make it anymore.
No, you cannot. And I know there are people that are texting in and they're saying, hey, about good food. Listen, I'm not saying, I'll give you guys a classic, well, I don't want to do this. There are some places where the food is mediocre, but the vibe and the ambiance and how it looks on the gram, the energy of it keeps people coming. I do have a very specific restaurant in Bellevue where the food is mediocre at best. It is mediocre.
But it's a place to be seen.
But it's a place to be seen, and it's a place for the gram. And it's because this particular place has places in Vegas and other places. And so when you see this this place, it seems like it's fantastic. Now, I will say the overwhelming thing on our text line, though, is it's got to be excellent food. 425. All that matters is quality food. Nothing worse than paying for slop. True. No. I don't disagree with that. But here's another thing that's hurting restaurants.
Yeah.
The algorithms. And what I mean by that is that you got people like my wife, that their algorithm is only set, her and her friends, is set to food places. So what ends up happening is once a day, my wife will send me a new restaurant that's just open. So you got all of these social media influencers that do a great job of showing you what's new. This is why it's so important, Ursula. My wife never sends me the same restaurant. She just sent me one last night.
Yes.
About a new restaurant in Seattle. Hey, gotta check this out.
So you don't have a one go-to that you're like, okay, this restaurant I'm talking about from Valentine's Day was the last time I ate at a nicer restaurant, I should say, because I have certain favorites that are more everyday. But this was a restaurant where it's worth going back.
Okay. There are a lot of restaurants here, and it's Puget Sound, okay? And you said, is there a regular restaurant that I go to? When you say regular, I would say once a month.
Like they know you.
They know me?
Yeah.
Once a month?
Yes.
I would say.
And know your order.
Oh, no. None of that. There's just too many places to eat now. I don't think the restaurant loyalty today is once what it was. I think social media makes us always look for something new. Some of you right now have your algorithms. Whatever you come in, yours is perfume, okay? But some folks have restaurants in there, and they're always looking for the new place. So it brings them out and go. And by the way, it's a beautiful thing to go to different neighborhoods. I just argue that we don't eat as much. We don't have a favorite restaurant like we used to. When I lived in West Seattle years ago, the Charleston Street Cafe in West Seattle, that was the go-to. I was there a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had that loyalty to a restaurant since.
I think a best business model for a restaurant would be that you have your loyal customers all the time.
Yes.
And it's too bad that there are fewer and fewer of those places. I want to hear from our listeners who do have that place, and what is it? Again, Paul in the 253 says, we go back to the Firestarter bar in Kent because of Debbie, a bartender there. Her service was awesome from day one. We come in a week later after the first time, and she remembered what we ordered. She's the only reason we keep going back. A great person serving you is more important than menu or prices.
I agree. Oh, shout out to in White Center back in the day. Every Friday, I used to be at Viva Mexico on Fridays. That was appointment every single time. They knew my order. They knew my drink, which you only needed about 2. They knew all, but don't you think that, can you give us a place that knows your name?
Yes.
Who you got?
Akabono in my neighborhood. And it's the brand new, it just has started. But man, they're doing it right because now we can barely get a seat. So they're doing a really good job.
Okay.
Why? Because they have great food, great service, and they're prices are still reasonable.
Now, what was the one spot for your birthday that we went to? Remember?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the Mediterranean.
Yes.
One.
Yeah.
Yes. That was great food.
It was great
and great
food.
service.
But don't you guys feel bad that there might be a place that has great food, great service, and you haven't been there in 2-3 years?
Yeah.
I have a lot of those places.
They're not that inexpensive. That's one of the reasons I don't go a lot.
Yeah.
I have to wait for a special occasion. Well, keep texting us because a lot of you are weighing in on this. Well, speaking of money, do you have any? Okay, you're kind of a no cash kind of guy, right?
No cash.
Yeah, because I'm still a cash kind of gal.
You and Lillian. There's a reason why. But go ahead.
Stop, because I still have pennies. I still have pennies in my purse. But
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. I just went on my way here. I stopped and I got some pennies back. Yes.
You have pennies?
Yeah, because I got change. Wow. I see, but the reason your reaction is exactly what's happening right now. And did you know that in Olympia, state lawmakers approved a plan to round cash purchases to the nearest nickel because the penny's going away? So totals now ending in 1 or 2 cents will drop down to 0, and 3 or 4 cents will round up to 5, and 8 or 9 cents will jump to the next 10.
I'm okay with that. Are you?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter to you because you use it's not going to change with a card.
But tell the truth, it matters to you, doesn't it?
You kind of. I hate.
Yeah,
but
it would bother Lillian too.
But the penny.
How dare you be off 2 cents?
Yes, but the penny is because they're too expensive to make, right? So in case people haven't been paying attention, they're stopping producing pennies. And so I know Paul was asking, are the pennies going to be valuable? My understanding is not quite yet. But yeah, just in case you didn't know, you're not going to be shorted because this only applies to cash. So if you're a credit card person, you can still have exact payment. So I guess it's one more reason not to use cash, which that just drives me crazy when people don't have any cash.
I like
it. Drives me nuts.
I like the credit card. Yeah. I like the credit card. Keep it simple.
Okay, what do you think about littering? It's one of my big pet peeves. Who
still litters in 2026?
Too many people. So there's a Marmot puppet that's going to tell you to stop littering. It's going to be the furry character that is going to star in new TV ads from the Department of Ecology, and it is going to be your conscience.
Okay.
Because these are ads that are part of the We Keep Washington Litter Free campaign.
Keeping our roads litter-free paves the way for our next epic road trip.
Okay, you were asking, who still litters? 38 million pounds of trash dumped along roads and public areas every single year.
I did see that, and it would have averaged out for the state of Washington. Ursula, it says for the state of Washington, and for y'all listening right now, it says that the average person, considering how much they've picked up, dumps about 5 pounds of trash a year. So I want to ask you listening, and now that you guys will fess up to it, are you over or under 5 pounds a year of trash that you litter out there? How about you, Ursula? Are you over or under?
That I just toss out?
Yeah.
I put in a trash can.
Okay, I believe you.
I am not. I can't even think of the last time I tossed something out of my car window. Okay, fess up.
No, I'm under. Now
I am definitely under.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm from Chicago, from the Midwest. We Midwest folks had to get straight when I came to the West Coast. I was way over 5 pounds before. It was nothing for me to throw stuff out the window. I had to get educated. Like, hey, stop doing that. Like you guys you all on the West Coast do a much better job.
You're here.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. On the West Coast, we do a better job of not littering compared to the Midwest. I think so.
Oh, and compared to a lot of other countries, too. I will say.
Were they littering in the Philippines?
In the Philippines, oh my gosh. The amount of garbage. There's a lot of garbage.
Yeah. So, again,
I can't remember the last time I threw something out the window, ever. I mean, maybe I've seen maybe a cigarette butt or something gets thrown out the window or something, but it's been a long time since I've had someone throw or seen
Well,
someone throws something out the window. Someone did throw a half of a Starbucks cup at my car one time while driving. That was pretty intense.
Now, wait a minute. So all of you guys is on your high horse right now. According to this article, here are the most commonly littered items in Washington. Cigarette butts.
Gotta be.
All you smokers, y'all are quick to throw it out the window. Stop it. That's why we be having those fires on the side of I-5. Food wrappers, snack bags, glass bottles or bottles. Hey, some of you truck drivers with those Gatorades in those bottles. Wink, wink, Gatorade. And also, Ursula, construction and demolition debris. That's the top that are out there. So you don't throw any of that out, Ursula?
I'm just trying to think of the last thing. You know, there have been if I'm going to be perfectly honest, there have been times when, when you have trash in your car and you're like, oh my God, I don't want this sitting in my car. And I wish that there would be trash cans closer by. That is one of the things. And I have considered, and then you know what I tell myself every single time I've considered being a litter bug?
What?
I say, what kind of world am I trying to leave for my kids and my grandkids? I guilt myself.
Okay.
So I don't need a marmot. I don't need a puppet.
Apparently we do. No, okay. Well, let me go through a check now.
Okay.
All right. Now you listening. Ursula. Gum. Do you throw gum out the window?
I barely even chew gum.
Okay.
No, I don't. Because have you had gum on your shoe?
Not cool.
That's not cool.
Now, I'm going to tell you guys something that I used to, look, call me a bad parent, but the only thing that I would allow my kids to throw out the window, don't do it now, would be banana peels, apple, you know what I mean? Apples, orange peels. I would say they could throw it because I used to think that, the birds and all them can come and get it. I don't suggest doing that now.
No.
I don't, but I'm just saying that there are some people listening right now that they admit it now.
Okay, fess up.
Fess up.
888-973-5476. We're telling you, knock it off, by the way. But 888-973-5476. Be honest.
425 is honest. Yes, gum. Sorry.
You know what happened? Okay, again, not to keep bringing up my trip, but I did just, because I used to eat this certain kind of bubble gum in the Philippines, I had some.
Yeah.
My bad. I put that gum on a little piece of paper and I ended up sitting on it. That's what I got. That's the reason I don't eat gum.
Fred in 206 says, do apple cores into the woods count? Asking for a friend, of course.
Okay, I think you're okay.
Bonnie says, I'll throw banana peels and apple cores out the window. Okay. What, Nick, what's the rule? I don't know. Y'all tell me.
I would say it's biodegradable, and if you're in the woods where there's dirt and soil and trees, I think that's okay. But if you're throwing it on the cement street, that's not the same thing. I feel like that's littering.
And by the way, speaking of being out in the woods, that's another thing that's disgusting to see when people leave their pop cans and stuff.
Yeah.
Take your stuff with you.
Oh, Ursula.
Uh-oh.
A lot of folks throwing out banana peels and apple cores. Theo says, yes, they do. Stick the gum out the window.
Okay, we're going to do better. We're all going to do better.
Having garbage bags in your cars, man.
We don't want to be part of the problem. We're going to be part of the solution.
Let's do a little bit of a agree to disagree. We'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes. The Gee and Ursula Show.
There's two types of people. One's that use a washcloth. The other are bare hand bandits.
Hate to break it to you, but...
Ursula, you a bare hand bandit?
Weekdays 9 to noon. Watch live on YouTube.
If you've saved more than $300,000, there's one thing you can do now that could make your savings go twice as far in retirement, and it's tax planning. That's right, tax planning could significantly reduce the taxes on your IRA and 401k withdrawals, Social Security benefits, and other investment income. Charlie Harger here. Find out how much money you could save with a free retirement tax savings analysis from the good people at low-cost retirement solutions. To schedule your free analysis, call 206-210-1350. Tax planning for retirement could reduce your taxes not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. And the savings could be six figures. Let's find out how much money you could save. Call 206-210-1350. 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
Don't wait. Insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's John Curley. If you're having joint pain, this will interest you. This Thursday night at 6, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
What joints have you seen really good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar this Thursday night at 6. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. I'm here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. One thing the IRS has been working on is to modernize their infrastructure, the software that they use. And, you know, we look at that and say that's great for government efficiency, but in this case, that kind of efficiency means they're spotting people way faster.
They're able to do that, and they have to do that because they have fewer personnel. But look at your own work environment, how technology is replacing people, and you can get as much work done or more with the proper technology. And that's what the IRS's goal is that we need to use technology, especially AI, to make determinations on, okay, who should we go after? Who are we missing?
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967. Or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
Jazz Alley welcomes Candace Springs on tour in support of her latest release, Run Your Race. Backed by her all-female rhythm section, it's a show you won't want to miss. March 26th through 29th. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Frank Lindsay. Joe Kent is expected to speak publicly today during an appearance on the Tucker Carlson Show. We get the update from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Kent also seems to be making the rounds on other far-right shows this week. Here was far-right activist Candace Owens on her podcast just yesterday.
It gives me great pleasure to announce that Joe Kent, I'm going to be interviewing him this Thursday at the Catholics for Catholics event in D.C.
Appearing on that show is interesting for a couple different reasons. One, Kent also said in his letter of resignation to the president, the U.S. attacked Iran after being pressured by Israel and its powerful lobby in America. Owens has made some past comments on her show that are deemed by many as anti-Semitic.
Now, these interviews follow his surprise move yesterday, stepping down as the Trump administration's counterterrorism director, saying Iran did not pose an imminent threat. Kent, you may recall, ran for office here in Washington in 2024. He ran for the 3rd congressional seat but lost. Washington flags will be lowered to honor Air Force Captain Ariana Savino of Covington. Governor Ferguson announced this morning that flags will fly at half-staff on the day of her memorial service. No details on that have been released just yet, though. She was one of 6 airmen killed March 12th when a KC-135 refueling aircraft crashed in Iraq while supporting the war with Iran. Mukilteo police are seeing a rise in catalytic converter theft, and it may be a sign of the times, as we hear from KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
Police believe the thefts may be a symptom of a larger issue. Whenever there's global instability, the price of precious metals soars. Officer Nathan Fabia says
platinum, palladium, and rhodium are precious metals that typically go up in value. Maybe a reason why thieves would target a catalytic converter to get some quick cash out of it.
Fabia suggests parking in a secure garage or in a well-lit area, and if you see something suspicious around cars, call 911. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Yeah, we're getting some more details on that situation at 80th and Greenwood Avenue. The Seattle Fire Department says 3 people had to be extricated from a truck that plowed into a Metro bus. All 3 people were said to be okay. They were standing, but again, this is a pretty big crash scene, 80th and Greenwood, so should avoid that part of town for right now. Gas prices continue to rise. AAA has Washington's average at $5.06 right now. Yesterday, it was $5 a gallon. And flooding is getting worse in certain parts of King County. Snoqualmie River passed the Phase 3 threshold just before 10 this morning, triggering some flooding across the Snoqualmie Valley and also prompting some road closures. The Tolt River hit that same level earlier. On Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 505 points, the NASDAQ down 183, and the S&P is down 53 points. KIRO News Radio traffic. Again, 80th and Greenwood. We've got a crash there involving a truck and a Metro bus. Everybody who was pulled out of the truck said to be okay, but again, you're asked to avoid that part of town. Federal Way to Bellevue, not too bad right now. About a 6-minute delay, taking about 32 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle is running a nice, quick 21 minutes right now. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio. Weather forecast, rain and 56 degrees today, rain and 56 tomorrow. Same thing on Friday, and then we cool off just a little bit on Saturday, 51 degrees. May get some sunshine late in the day on Saturday. 53 degrees right now in Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. It is 11:34. It means it's time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it. Well, we're going to stay in the food theme here as we're getting ready for lunchtime here. Big news for pizza fans here in Seattle. Moto Pizza has a new location. It is now in the Smith Tower there in Pioneer Square. If you haven't had Moto Pizza, I highly recommend it. It is very, very tasty. But I want to ask, Ursula, when it comes to grabbing a slice of pizza, do you want a classic New York? Are you looking Sicilian? Are you going Detroit? What's your favorite slice of pizza?
I love New York-style pizza, but it has to be the right New York-style pizza because I've had bad pizza in New York, which sounds like it shouldn't be the case. But I either like it the way that you can fold it in half and eat and walk with it, and not a lot of crust because I'm not a big crust person.
Gotcha.
Or I like it then the other one version is really cheesy.
Just loaded up with
really cheesy and really meaty.
Okay.
Because again, I don't.
But you still want it in that New York style with like the triangle.
I mean, that is if I had to pick one favorite, I'd say New York style.
But you're not a Sicilian slice, a nice little thick one. Because I guess if you don't like crust, is that too much crust when it's the square kind of pies there?
Yeah, I don't like the square pies.
Yeah, I don't know. Moto might not be for you then. But Gee, what about you?
First of all, I just want to declare, because this is very important, I believe in inclusion. So I'm not discriminating at all. I like them thick. I like them thin. I like them stuffed. I like them all types of ways. I just want to be very clear on that, Ursula, on how I like my pizzas. I'm from Chicago, and I know some of you might think I'm going to say Chicago style. When you say Chicago style, yeah, that could be deep dish or the tavern style with a thin crust in there. The locals eat more of that. But when it comes to pizza, I just think every type pizza is just all about the moment that you're in. And there's just sometimes when I go back home to Chicago, I want to go to Gino's East and I get me some deep dish. Love it. Mm-hmm. Or I go back to my childhood favorite, which was Capri's, and I get that thin crust. I love that. In New York, yes, the folded kind, the big square the pizza.
Yes.
My least favorite is Detroit.
What is Detroit pizza?
How can that be explained?
It's basically like so it's a square pie, but it's in these things, and they really get crispy crust on the outside of it, and it's smaller. It's about, if you go to Moto, it's divided into 4 slices, it's rectangle, a lot more thick.
So lots of crust.
Yeah, and it's not deep dish where it's like there's a lot of sauce, because like deep dish, it's still crust and then a lot of stuff on top of it, and then a cheese on top. It's a lot of the crust. Detroit's probably my number 2. I love, because you can put some crunchy, crispy crust on the side, but nothing beats a New York slice. But I'm curious.
As long as we're talking about pizza, like where is your number 1 place to go for pizza?
Here in the Seattle area?
Yeah, here.
I don't have one.
I have Varlamos.
Delancey is mine. I like Delancey, a little wood-fired pizza place in Ballard.
Yeah, by the way, people keep texting in. Yes, I was talking about pizza. I like thin crust. I like deep dish. I like stuffed. I was talking about pizza.
My final question on this one, though, is it true that there's no such thing as bad pizza?
Yes, it's true.
No matter what.
There's no such thing as bad pizza?
No.
I disagree.
No.
There is such a thing as bad pizza. Because
I'm telling you right now, at a kid's birthday party, that Domino's be slapping sometimes. Domino's?
I don't even consider Domino's the bad pizza, but there are some pizzas that, like if you have really super sweet sauce or skimpy toppings, or
but if you're hungry,
you'll
still eat it.
I was just gonna say, if you're truly hungry, pizza can never go wrong.
Actually, you might have convinced me, because I just remember there was a time when Totino's pizza was something that our family ate. Yeah. I mean, times were lean.
$1 for a pizza.
Yeah. Does that still exist?
Oh yeah, it's not $1 anymore.
Help me out, West Seattle folks. The one pizza place in West Seattle
that got big.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Pegasus Pizza, right? I was just going to say, that used to be my absolute favorite place for pizza. A little Greek style there with the salads.
Hey, now that Pegasus Pizza used to be, oh my goodness. Now, I was broke then, so it's not like our family could have that all the time, but that was like real special occasions. Yes. But can we just give a shout out to Domino's? Like, Domino's be coming through when you're broke and you want some pizza. You know what I'm saying? The kids' birthday parties, they come through, and you have those snooty adults that act like they don't eat pizza, and they be over there. I'm just going to wait for the kids to eat, and then they go, do you have a cheese pizza? I don't want any pepperoni. And you see them go in there and get about 4-5 slices.
Can't beat a mix and match for $6.99. They have all sorts of crazy deals at Domino's here. All right, we've been talking a little bit about travel here as well, and we're not going to focus on the TSA lines or those the concerns that we're facing travelers right now. Let's talk about possible upside here at SEA. They are very close to finishing up the Terminal C renovations here just before the World Cup. Gee, when it's all said and done, after the renovations are complete, all the construction's done, is SEA going to be one of the best airport experiences in the country?
I ain't going to go that far yet. That's right, Coop. Perry Cooper, I ain't giving y'all that props. However, I will say things are so much better right now. I mean, I would say over the last 2-3 months, Ursula, I have not complained. I mean, I'm talking about fast through, and the fact that they're getting things ready for the World Cup. You know what I mean?
That is one thing I'm happy about regarding the World Cup. All the cleaning up that is happening and all the anticipation and let's get it perfect.
That's how
I hope it lasts past the World Cup.
That's how it used to be when you used to have company coming over. Your parents tell you to clean up and you threw everything in the closet.
Yeah, don't look in the closet. I will say I do need to give props to SEA because now I went through the international terminal. That is beautiful.
Oh, I haven't put that now. You said that was beautiful.
That was a very smooth experience, very clean, beautifully laid out. I mean, it was a big walk. You're walking a lot, but I was happy to get the steps. But it was beautiful. So they've been working hard.
Probably will get in trouble because we're going to get out late. But I just want to just say this one thing. Stop putting olives and or arugula on pizza. That's not a pizza. I'm sorry. You folks
olives are great on pizza.
Olives is a stretch. But I'll agree with the arugula.
The arugula, stop it with that. Oh, it need to be healthy. Put some arugula on it. What?
To each his or her own.
Nick, Paul, that's y'all be putting that arugula.
Well, my favorite is when they put a little bit of the fresh tomatoes on top with the little mozzarella blotches on there.
Yeah.
That's an artisan, baby.
And by the way,
cut through all that grease.
Pineapples do go on pizza.
Yes,
no, they don't.
Pineapples go on pizza.
Yes, we got a divided house here on that, baby.
Pineapple, text messages, feedback, and then we'll have Ursula's Words to Live By.
Have something to say? We'd love to hear it. Text KIRO News Radio at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber. Connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise. There's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
I'm here with Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. And Wes, you were just telling me you think 2026 is going to be a rebound year for the housing market.
That's right. I think we're heading into the best real estate market of the past 4 years. And here's why. If you take a step back and look at the big picture, experts are anticipating a 15% increase in sales volume next year. Interest rates are at near 3-year lows and trending down, and home prices have held near all-time highs. There is a lot of pent-up demand. People have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for their time to jump into the market since 2022, and they need a place to buy.
So, hey, 2026 might be your year. If you're considering selling your home, if you're thinking about moving, but there was something that was just holding you back, now might be a great time. So do this. Go to sellwithwes.com. You can see your home's real value there with Wes's home value calculator. Then schedule an appointment by giving him a call. Sellwithwes.com. Sellwithwes.com. It really just is a better way to sell your home.
Jazz Alley welcomes Candace Springs on tour in support of her latest release, Run Your Race. Backed by her all-female rhythm section, it's a show you won't want to miss. March 26th through 29th. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
There's nothing like the taste of the very first fruit you grew yourself. Well, March is the time to visit Sky Nursery for a wide variety of Northwest-grown strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and kiwi, persimmon, fig, plum trees, and more. Visit skynursery.com.
Okay, I went to go get me some water and to come back and see if I started a fight with the pineapple on pizza.
I think I'm the only one who doesn't like pineapple on pizza. You had some fighting words with arugula. It seems like people agree with you.
Yeah, I mean,
like
I get the peppery taste. I get it, but go have a salad.
I'd go out on a limb and say more people want pineapple on pizza than arugula on
Yeah,
pizza.
I think you're right.
Big facts. All right, Ursula,
right.
what you got?
Okay, well, we talked about fuel prices. Megan in Des Moines says, I have to get premium for my car. Went to Arco. It was $6.50 a gallon. I paid $108 when it's usually $70.
Liz in Gig Harbor says, can the governor put a pause on the CCA to bring gas prices down here?
See, now I think that would be a good idea. Climate Commitment Act. I would be good with that.
You know what, Bob?
Yeah,
that might be a good one.
That would be a winner.
But that'd be actually a good winner right there.
Yeah. On Amazon's 1-hour delivery, Jamestown and Everett says, I actually did this about 2 weeks ago and was fully expecting to wait about 2 hours, which was no problem. He showed up in 41 minutes, the gentleman who dropped off my order. The reason why I know this is because when I went to check for the invoice to catalog it, it said, congratulations, thanks for your purchase. 41 minutes was the time it took to complete your order. Honestly, at the time, I thought it was super weird, but super cool, too.
JLV in Puyallup says, I drive for both Amazon and DoorDash. It boggles my mind what people order for the extra fast deliveries. Feels like such a waste of money.
But we keeping you in business, bro.
Oy, oy, oy. Melinda in Bellevue says, the frustrating part now is Amazon is where you end up having to shop because stores don't have that many items.
John in Bremerton.
That is the truth. The more Amazon grows, the more brick and mortar suffer.
When's the last time, Ursula, that you've gone to the store to find something?
I'm the last person to ask, though, because remember, I love going to brick and mortar. But, to find stuff?
Going to find something you couldn't find
empty shelves? Yeah, that does happen more and more.
That's what I'm saying. That's frustrating.
John in Bremerton says, I'm sorry, but no one is that busy to do a little shopping. Gee, you even said you drove past the store when you needed toothpaste. Everyone drives past the store at least once a day. No one is that busy to go get some items.
That's fair. This is how you prioritize your time. But you're right. That's fair.
On the TSA lines and all those workers who are now quitting because of the shutdown, Ryan in the 360 says there is a bill that is proposed that would allow TSA and security to consistently be paid out of a general fund, but both sides are trying to make the other one look ridiculous.
Kristen Everett says, gee, let's face it, Congress's paycheck is merely symbolic. The real money comes from other places.
On baseball, so many people were agreeing, and they kept bringing up banana ball. Is that what they call it?
Banana ball. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But anyway, Nuzzy in Port Orchard said, I kind of agree with G about celebrating, but at the same time, I don't want baseball like the NFL where every single dang play, you got to celebrate like you won the Super Bowl. There's got to be a happy medium.
Eric in Columbia City says 100 games. Why not cut the NFL to 10 games and the NBA and the NHL to 50? The long season all through the summer is one of the special things about baseball. Stamina and endurance, staying power. That's the key. The problem is us, our tiny attention span, not the game itself. I don't miss 3.5-hour long baseball games, I will tell you.
Now, is there something to his point, though? That it's just we just don't have an attention span.
In everything.
Yeah, right. I would like to meet a majority of people who watch every single game of the season. It's hard to find someone who watches all 162.
And thank you, Nick. Thank you for admitting that. And you watch a lot of baseball.
Like I said, even the big fans, you can't, it's hard to watch every single game. I mean, you've got a schedule, you know?
Yeah, those Wednesday day games. Nick, I'm curious. I probably am about 150 games a year. Now, I have to talk about baseball as part of my work outside of here, but I'm curious, how much are you watching?
I would say I maybe watch 80 to 100 games a season, which is probably the amount that we would be aiming for if we were shrinking the season.
And I think that's what the average is, 80 to 100.
Well, let me compete with you guys. Baseball games, I probably watch about 16, 17.
I was going to guess maybe 40 with you, but yeah, 16, 17.
Baseball, the best in-person sports experience.
Hey, look at Ursula's face. Don't ask.
Yeah, don't even ask me. Okay.
All right, Ursula, it's time for your words to live by. What you got?
It's a Brene Brown quote because we were talking about connecting with folks. Connection is why we are here. We are hardwired to connect with others. It's what gives purpose and meaning to our lives, and without it, there is suffering. It's true. It's important to connect.
True.
Glad we have this opportunity to do that every Monday through Friday, 9 to noon.
We do.
Hey, couldn't we do something real quick, Paul? Because I think you might have access to our social media now.
Mm-hmm.
So many folks were texting in their restaurants and the places they go around here. And I think it would be great to do a little shout out to these restaurants. We can put it on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page.
Oh, speaking of restaurants, Paul told me the text line said that Pegasus is back open again at West Seattle. So I gotta make my way back over there again.
No, there was a text that said West Seattle Pegasus Pizza.
I gotta see it to believe it, man.
Yeah, but a lot of you were texting in a bunch of great places, and I think it would be fun to share.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, Nick, what you got, man?
Well, what makes people go out to a restaurant for meals when they're looking for a night out or a day to find some deals? Is it workers who would know your name and always treat you right, or the quality of food that brings you back for one more bite? And if we're talking pizza, there's not much you need to do to get me back into the building for a good slice I can chew. But please, hold off on the arugula, or heaven forbid, if you put broccoli on it, believe me, I've seen it and I've tried it and it does not belong. So none of that either.
Good one, Nick. Now, Ursula, can you eat cold pizza?
Not well.
Oh,
it's not my thing.
I can tear up cold pizza.
You can.
All day long.
For breakfast, too.
Feels like I'm chewing on shoe leather.
Before microwaves, when I was a young kid and my parents would have pizza from the night before in the fridge, I didn't know how to put it in the oven, so I would eat cold pizza.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, weird fact about me, I have to have hot food. Hot food has to be hot food.
I understand that. I know what you're talking about. Some people like their food hot.
Hot. Yeah.
Thanks, Ursula. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you, man.
Always a good time, G.
Nick, thank you, brother.
You too, man.
Hey, the Jake and Spike Show, they're coming in next. Make sure you stick around. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Got a Tesla, EV, or hybrid that needs repairs or maintenance? Take it to the experts at A&M Auto Repair in Bellevue, the new dealer alternative for your EV or hybrid. Visit A&M Auto Repair at myevpros.com or call 425-96-EV-FIX.
File with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. TurboTax helps you get your biggest refund, and then Credit Karma helps you do more with it. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue